All right, welcome back to the Entrepreneur Investor Connection. Going live everywhere right now. I'm live on Clubhouse, I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn. So want to talk about this crash we were supposed to have yesterday. If we think maybe we're still gonna have it tomorrow. Omar, what are you thinking? I'm thinking today I woke up a little happy, like things are up. What are you thinking, Omar?
Yeah, I think I'm with you, man. I think everybody knows that it's a setup and everybody's prepared for it. And so the people who are trying to set it up are kind of gonna try to catch us unexpectedly.
Yeah, me and Omar were texting last night, and I was like, "Well, too many people know about this setup. Like, I think it's probably not gonna happen because too many people are saying, watch out for Sunday, watch out for Sunday."
Yeah, one of the experts said, one of the guys I follow, he's like, this weekend there's been the most accumulation of USDT on all the exchanges than ever before.
Yeah,
so that means everybody's all tethered up and waiting for the crash,
waiting. So if you don't understand what stable coins are, they're basically like a way to turn your crypto into cash, so you can be ready to actually buy. Because if you are, let's say you're holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and it goes down, you have less money to spend. But if it's still in cash, you could turn it into, you can buy Bitcoin if the price goes down, right? So what Omar is talking about is everybody has their money in stable coins, USDC, USDT, DAI, and there's some other ones waiting for the crash to happen. So, because of that, they say the people that actually manipulate this stuff may be holding off. But I think the real thing is, let's not worry about these whales. Let's us keep accumulating, because this is the point of cryptocurrency. If we all own it, then the big super rich people can't really affect it much. Because if there's, let's say, 7 billion of us on the planet, if we each own crypto, and not even the same one, we don't only have to own Bitcoin, then when they put in their big amounts of money, it really won't fluctuate the market as much, right? So that's part of why, like, I'm kind of turning into a crypto content guy. It's mostly because I do see it as the opportunity for minorities and people that have been left out of the big money making opportunities to start being inside of some of them, right? Like, of course, if you got in Bitcoin when it was 30 cents, sure. If you got into Ethereum when it was 30 cents, sure, you're probably a millionaire right now. I wasn't there, but I saw Bitcoin at 30 cents. I didn't understand it, right? And now I'm saying, okay, we missed that early point, but there's new ones that are coming every day, and maybe there's the Apple of the future that may come out tomorrow. You may be able to buy it at 30 cents. So that's why I really think it's an opportunity. And for us, we need to stop being scared of those drops and pulling out, because every time that happens, that's what really draws the market down and down, when we all pull our money out, right? So I have people with multiple Bitcoins, and they're like, should I sell it right now? And I'm like, if you sell it, you lost your money. If you hold it and it comes back up, you didn't lose your money. Because the thought is, if I sell it right now, when it goes further down, I'll buy back in. But if you buy back in when it's down, you lost however much like, I know people that bought it at 62 or something like that, right? So if they sell it and try to buy it back when it's lower, they already lost like $30,000. So it's not gonna go down 30 more thousand. I don't know anybody that believes that. So to me, it's kind of a game of how much can they fear people into selling their crypto when these downs happen. And it's the same thing in stock. It's the same thing in real estate. We keep falling for that okie doke. And it's mostly because we don't have the financial literacy to understand what's going on in that scale, right? These whales are basically the ultra rich, knowing they can scare the not rich into selling, and then they can buy back at the lower number and make a lot more money on the way back. Because right now, let's say you bought Bitcoin today. I don't even know. I think it's at 30 something. And it goes back to the high. Then you almost double your money just on Bitcoin. And Ethereum, about the same, actually less than double. And then these altcoins, which if you're just into Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's good. It's better to not be at all understanding of this world. But if you're just into those two, that's a safe way to go. But then if you go into like the dirty altcoins like me and Omar and a lot of people here, you will learn that those coins jump even more, right? They'll jump 5, 6, 10x. So, but they're riskier, right? Because they're newer projects. They're not as battle tested. So they could go to zero. So you are kind of risking depending on if you look at it as a longer term investment and you're willing to do the homework, right? Like, so when you've heard me talk about Matic, and this week something big happened with Matic that really started making me have some hope for this world. Mark Cuban invested in Matic, right? And in Polygon, the company. So I've said this in past in different clubhouses and YouTube and everything I'm doing, that when you invest in these coins, you're not really investing in the company, right? You are investing in the coin, right? So you are basically trading on somebody else wanting this coin, but you're not giving money to the company, helping the company grow. Mark Cuban put money into Polygon. What that means is when you invest in a startup, which is what he just did, you expect not to get a return for 7 to 10 years on average. That's what a venture capitalist does. They put money into a tech company and they say, in 7 to 10 years, I'll 40 times my money. That's the normal venture capitalist mindset of an investor. I'm going to put my money into 100 companies. 5 or 10 will give me 40 times my money. The rest will fail and I'll make billions of dollars. That's how they do it. So when Mark Cuban put money into Matic, what it told me is he sees a 7 to 10 year horizon for Matic. And that means right now, if you bought Matic and Matic is under $2 in 7 to 10 years, it could be a lot higher than that. A lot higher than that. There's some people that believe it's going to be $10 by the end of this year. I've seen videos on YouTube of people that are showing ways that Matic could reach $100 per coin. If that happens and you were able to buy it at almost $2, have you missed the boat? Again, Bitcoin, people believe Bitcoin will get to $1 million a coin. It's 30,000 right now. Have you missed the boat? So part of what the real thing with the Mark Cuban news is, it makes me feel even better about my investment in Matic, and not just as a person that holds the coin, because I don't own a part of Matic like he does, but I own a part of the upside now. So that's why crypto is so much of an opportunity. You got to invest in that company's rise at the same time as Mark Cuban. That doesn't happen with stocks. So look at something like Coinbase. Coinbase just IPO'd a few weeks ago. The people that really made their money were the people that invested early when Coinbase was worth 10, 20, 50 million, maybe even a few billion, right? And now it's worth 500 billion. And that's when we get to invest in it, when it's worth $500 billion. And we got to hope it goes to 100 billion to double our money, right? Versus investing in it when it was 1 billion. Right now, Matic is worth, I think, 8 billion, 10 billion. If it goes to 500 billion, that's 50 times your money, right? So you get to invest in the same time as Mark Cuban. You don't get to get as good of a deal as he does, but you get to go along for that ride for longer than other asset classes. There are ways now that you could invest in startups early as well. That's where, through equity crowdfunding. So if you know me, you've heard me talk about equity crowdfunding a lot. It's because of the same idea. You get to invest in a startup when it's worth a few $1 million instead of having to wait till it's worth 500 billion or even 80 million or something like that, right? So this is where crypto is such a huge opportunity that, you know, I was looking to get up this morning and see everything down, because I'm going to show you something that I've been learning how to do the technical analysis, right? And I'm being trained by a guy in the UK. He has a software he's about to unleash, and I'm working with him on it, where you can learn how to trade crypto without using money, without using your actual money. So he was showing me the behind the scenes of how his product works, and he was showing me how traders look at these charts. So when he showed me the chart, that was when I was like, uh-oh, the crash, it does look like it's coming. And he believed it was coming. We met like on Monday. And I'm going to show you, actually, let me text everybody who said they want to be alerted when I go live. So if you want to be alerted when I go live, you go to miguelislive.com and fill that out, and I will text you whenever I go live. So let me do that real quick. And so basically, he was showing me this, and it was kind of scary because I was like, he showed basically there's a point in time where all coins are affected by a chart when it's doing a certain thing. So, and I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to see if I remember it all. The best way to learn anything is to teach it. All right. So there's some questions coming in. All right. What is your take on ADA as an opportunity? So ADA, I think it's an opportunity. But one of the things I would say is it's kind of like a two-sided thing, right? We got ADA is a low price point. It's about $1.50 per coin, and the market cap though is pretty high. So I'll show you guys too in a second. I just want to send out this text message, and then I'll show you guys my screen on YouTube only. Sorry, I mean I actually everywhere except Clubhouse and Instagram Live I can show you my screen. But if you want, I'll still give the play by play. Okay, sorry. All right, sending this out right now. Oh, campaign. Sorry, I should have set this up before, but too many things going on at the same time. All right, so that went out. All right, so I'm going to show my screen now. What's your opinion on Ethmax? All right, so Ethmax and ADA. I've been asked about Ethmax a few times, and I'm gonna show on the screen. So Milan, I know you can't see it here, but I'm gonna show why I believe or I don't believe in each of these coins. All right, so, and again, not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I know, what I'm doing. Yeah. So okay, I'm about to share my screen right now, and I'm gonna open up CoinGecko, which is where I like to look at this stuff. There's Coin Market Cap. There's a few, but all right. So I'm going to start with ADA since she asked about ADA first. So if you look on CoinGecko's first page, let me see. Can everybody see this? Yes. All right. If you look on the first page of CoinGecko, it shows you the top market cap cryptocurrency. So of course, Bitcoin is the top dog, 670 billion. That used to be almost 2 trillion though. So a lot of this money sitting on the sidelines is probably going to be pumped back into Bitcoin. And I think it was like $100 billion when I counted. And actually, we can count right here. Look, Tether has 62 billion of people having stablecoin right now waiting. USDC has another 23 about. Then there's another couple. So if you look at that, 63 plus 22, and then if you add up the DAI had another. DAI has another almost 5 billion. So there you go, almost $100 billion just in those 3 coins waiting for this crash to happen. So why I believe or don't believe in Ethmax and ADA. So I'm going to start with ADA. So if you scroll down, you'll see Cardano is the number 4 cryptocurrency right now. What that means is the number 4 most money inside of it. So right now, the market cap is $52 billion, almost 53. So it's $1.64. For it to 2x, that means this market cap has to go over $100 billion. If it does that, that means it will surpass Tether. it will be 1/3 of Ethereum, which I don't know if that's gonna happen that fast. You know, like I think Ethereum took a long time to get there. I think but again, over time, all of these numbers are gonna go up a lot, right? So the market caps of all this, I heard yesterday, I've heard different things. I heard less than 5% of the whole world owns cryptocurrency. So if, let's say, 20% of the whole world owns cryptocurrency, then all of these market caps will at least 4x, right? That's just if 20% of the world owns cryptocurrency. If 50% of the world owns cryptocurrency, that 10x is all these market caps. So that's where, again, how long does that take though? Right? That could be a 10, 20-year process. What are you going to say, Omar?
Yeah, I was going to say that Cardano, I'm bullish on Cardano for the fact that I've been hearing more things that the Cardano blockchain is developing, and they're going to be releasing their smart contracts this summer. I think it's Godin.
Yep.
Is their new platform that's going to be released. So by end of summer, we're looking at probably a 2x from like where it is now, average moving at 150. By end of summer, should be 3.
Yeah, I mean, I own Cardano, so just, you know, full disclosure.
Going live. Huh?
No, I own it. Yeah, it went out. The internet went out, but
I own it. And so I think a lot of people are also anticipating Cardano to do really well because projects will be launching, and depending on how successful those projects are, that will determine the price of Cardano. But everybody seems to be very positive on it because Charles Hoskinson, the creator of Cardano, has been very diligent in making sure that his thing works before he releases it, or these new updates. Sure. And if Cardano goes through, there's a lot of projects that are aimed at taking Ethereum's projects and converting it pretty easily, from what I'm reading, onto the Cardano blockchain. So that's a more positive outlook.
Sure, I do too. So here's my just background as a technologist and seeing all this stuff. I own it, but I really don't fully believe in it until I see it, right? So part of the idea about Cardano is they haven't launched, right? So of course, if you've ever launched a tech product in your life, you know that stuff doesn't work a lot of times, right? So they haven't launched Cardano yet. So who knows? Even Ethereum, right? Ethereum has some struggles in the beginning. I don't think Bitcoin did, because the way Bitcoin was made, it was made for one use, and it just does that use. Ethereum and Cardano have a whole different layer of technology needed to do what they do within the smart contract world. So that's the only so I try to look at both sides, right? Like if I'm going to advise someone or coach someone, you want to make sure they understand the positive and the negative, right? So the positive is everything Omar just said. Cardano is about to launch. They already have some partnerships with countries in Africa, I think South America. That's all very positive, but they don't have anything live yet. So that's the negative to me, right? You gotta look at both sides. So I own it too. I'm bullish on it too, but we haven't seen it. So that's a worry, right? Like that's something you gotta look for. But each one of these coins have that. They have the positive and the negative. And I'll tell you about the positive and negatives of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin, the positive is everybody believes is the replacement for gold. Is the perfect solution to replace a store of value like gold. The negatives are, will the world believe that? Will the institutions believe that? Will people look at downturns like this and just bail out of Bitcoin and never come back, right? So that is one of the worries of people, that when it's going down, they just cash out. So you have to really, this is where you got to DYOR, right? Do your own research and kind of come up with your own idea of what you think is going to happen. So the reason I buy Bitcoin is because I believe once the world understands what innovation that is in Bitcoin, they will realize there's nothing like it. And it's probably one of the most perfect solutions to what gold was trying to solve. So when you realize that and you do the research and you do your own research, because you shouldn't just listen to me say that, you should watch the YouTube videos, read about it, because there's people that believe in it, people that don't. And you may be one of the people that don't. So you just don't want to put your money into something that you don't understand if you even believe in it yet. So that's one. That's a pro and con of Bitcoin. Pro and con of Ethereum is, the pro is Ethereum is being used more than anything, and it's being used more than Bitcoin because it's kind of like it's a way of doing business, actually. Like, it's going to basically maybe replace lawyers, right? So think about that. Everything lawyers do, Ethereum is trying to do automatically through code. That's kind of insane if you think about it, right? So that's a pro. If they actually pull that off, that means their market cap may surpass Bitcoin. And a lot of people believe that, right? Because Bitcoin is going after gold's market cap, which is, I think, 10, 20 billion, something, 10 or 20 trillion, versus Ethereum is going after everything, right? So loans, banks loan out more money than gold exists. If that all turns into Ethereum, that market cap will go a lot bigger. So for me personally, I own more Ethereum than Bitcoin because I can see that happening. What's the con though? Ethereum is somewhat broken right now. And when I say that, I don't mean it's not working. It works. The problem is it's expensive. So everyone can't use it. I said last week when the crash hit and I was trying to make transactions, it was costing me $600 per transaction. So unless you have a lot of money, that doesn't make sense, right? So if you're about to trade $1,000 worth of coin and it costs you 600, that's not working out, right? That's why it's broken. But that's why I like the Matics of the world. Matic is literally like a millionth of a cent to make a transaction. So that's why I invested in that. And that's why Mark Cuban invested in that, right? So, and I believe this is where there are some people that really understand the space that say, what happens when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, which is another risk, right? Ethereum 2.0 can come out, and you hear people that support Cardano say this. If Ethereum 2.0 comes out and it doesn't work, Ethereum is screwed, right? So what happens if you own Ethereum and Ethereum 2.0 comes out and the network crashes? That's a danger to your Ethereum. Not to say it won't ever come back, but it could take a big dive. So this is where the Cardano, actually the founder of Cardano was a co-founder of Ethereum, and he left Ethereum to create Cardano. So this is where you just got to understand all this before you put your money down. And then you got to say, this is what I believe is going to happen. So when I look at the space, I believe this is what's going to happen in the next 10, 20 years. Bitcoin will be what it's made to be unless the government, and we have a public official here watching. If the government changes it from being an asset class like real estate, instead turns it into like an asset like money that can be exchanged without paying capital gains tax, I think Bitcoin can turn into a money, kind of like a currency, an actual currency. Why is that? Because right now, if I try to pay you, let's say I paid you for your home in Bitcoin. Basically, that's like me paying for. So let's say I wanted to buy the home off you for 100,000, and I paid you in cryptocurrency 100,000. I have to pay capital gains tax on that transaction. So let's say it's 30%. I don't know. Depends on where you are in your taxes. That means the government says I owe 30,000 of that 100,000. That doesn't happen the same way if I give you cash or I give you a check. You pay 100,000 and that's it. But if you pay in crypto, you pay that capital gains, either the low capital gains, which means you had it over a year, or the high one if you had it under a year. So that makes it where people don't really want to use Bitcoin to buy things. So it's not really going to be a currency. It's going to be something you just hold and you sell it when you want to use that money, or even borrow off of it to use that money to do things, which is how I use it. I don't spend any Bitcoin or Ethereum unless gas fees. You got to spend Ethereum gas fees to do anything on the Ethereum network. So if you're in the Ethereum network, you understand what I mean. So what I believe is going to happen is with Cardano is I think Cardano can be, and this is where again we have a possible scary thing for Ethereum. Think about MySpace and Facebook, right? MySpace came out first. many people on MySpace. And then Facebook came out and did it better, and everybody left MySpace, went to Facebook, right? And now even Facebook has its problems, and people are kind of looking for the next thing. Ethereum could be MySpace, right? And Ada Cardano could be Facebook. We don't know, but I bet if you could, you would have invested in both, right? So that's how I look at it. I'll put money in both. Whoever wins, wins. I win either way, right? But you should understand this before you put your money in, because I do think people are putting their money in and they're like, oh, I could double this money in 2 weeks. That's not how it's gonna work. If maybe you catch it at the perfect time, like we may be in a good time with Cardano, because when they launch, the hype of it will definitely grow the value of Cardano. I don't know how many X's. It may be 2x, maybe 3x, but for it to be 3x right now, for that to happen in the next few months, that means Cardano will have to reach about half of Ethereum's market cap. That's tough. It took Ethereum 5 years to get there, but again, 5 years during a time where most people didn't even know what Ethereum was. Now the general public, the world knows what Ethereum is. I believe these market caps are going to grow faster because now the world is paying attention to this innovation. So that's kind of how I see it. And then Ethmax, somebody asked me about Ethmax. Ethmax looks like a thirst trap. And I'm going to tell you, there's certain coins that look like crypto newbie thirst traps. So Ethereum Max is one of them, and I'm going to show you why. Right? So if you're looking at my screen on YouTube, I'm going to show you why I believe Ethmax is a thirst trap. All right, so what is it?
Ethereum Classic. Leave your money out of Ethereum Classic. That is not the same thing.
So yeah, okay, that's another one. People have asked me about Ethereum Classic. There's people that have made money on Ethereum Classic, but I think it's again because people are mistaking it for Ethereum. Like they're like, oh, this must be Ethereum too.
They see Ethereum at like $2,000 a pop, and they can't afford to get in. So they see Ethereum Classic sitting around $100, $90, and like, oh, I'll put my money there. And then it gets pumped up and it gets dumped really quick, and you're like, all right, you're thinking you're getting into something that's the same thing, but it's not. It's two different assets. So understand that really quickly.
Exactly. So I'm showing my screen. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll explain it to you anywhere else where you can't see it. Okay, so Ethmax right now, there's no public market cap. That's a little shady within itself, right? That means they are not reporting how much their market cap is worth. It could be because they're new and the data's just not there. But again, why I think it's a newbie thirst trap. Say it again.
They have to get verified on Etherscan, and once you verify Etherscan, then your price populates all over the place.
Got it. So that's how early. So this is where risk reward, right? If you invest in this early and you win, you can make a lot of money, or you can lose all your money, right? So this is where you got to understand both sides. But why I say it's a thirst trap? First thing, the circulating coin supply. If you look on CoinGecko, it says, I don't even know what the name for this many zeros are. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3 zeros. All right, so million is 2 3 zeros. A billion is 3 3 zeros. A quadrillion. There's a quadrillion coins. All right, that's one. That's one of the thirst traps. The second thirst trap is the price. Whenever you see a coin that's 0.000000001, that's a way to get people to think, oh my God, if it reaches 1 cent, I'll make $1 billion, right? Then the third thirst trap is when you see celebrities pumping it, right? So right now, I saw that the Mayweather fight with the YouTube guy, they're accepting Ethereum Max as the payment. So what do you think is happening here? They're accepting that as a currency, and they're probably working with this company to pump it. And when it gets to, let's say it gets to 1 cent, and they own 20 million of these quadrillion coins each, and it goes to $1, they just made $20 million, right? Or they're probably owning way more than that. They probably own 100 million coins each, and it goes to $1, they make $100 million. So it's their job to pump it and then they're going to dump it and they're going to leave it on you. That's what I currently think. I could be totally wrong. Again, I haven't done that much research on it, but when I came to CoinGecko and I was like, oh, it has all the settings of a perfect, crypto newbie thirst trap. High, no market cap, high coin supply, 0.00000 price. So, and then a celebrity attached. That to me has all of the, if it walks like a duck, it's a duck.
It has at least 10 celebrities pumping it.
At least 10.
Yeah, and then the one thing too, I mean, I believe in it because they're accepting it in different locations. That Logan Mayweather fight's a big one.
So here's another thirst trap. I forgot about this one. You said something that made me remember. Look at the name and the logo. That's another thirst trap, right? Trick people into thinking it's connected to real Ethereum. One, the logo is even the same icon, just a different color. You know what did that? Shiba did that with Dogecoin. That's how come Shiba was blowing up, because people thought it was part of Dogecoin. The dog coins, right? And it's the same dog as Dogecoin, so it's probably going to blow up. Same exact thing. If you look at Shiba coin, it's the same thirst trap situation, right? Look, it basically has 1 quadrillion coins supply, 0.00007 cents, has a dog just like Dogecoin, and celebrities are pumping it all over the place, right? So these kind of situations is what the SEC was created to try to save people from themselves, but at the same time, there's an overreach there where they don't let you invest in anything that can really make you money. So the situation here is you are able to invest in Shiba, and I know people that put $800 into Shiba and made $18,000. I'm sure they got out already though, and this is where stuff like this what a pump and dump means, and this is why I worry about the Ethmax, is it means somebody's gonna get left holding the bag, literally, right? So if I tell you today this coin is going to be worth a penny and it's worth 0.00001, you are going to put your money in. When it gets to a penny, I sell all my shares, and everybody else sells. Whoever sells their shares last can't sell them. So that's why I pump and dump. If you're in the beginning of it and you understand and you're in the inside, like these celebrities most likely are on Shiba and Ethmax, you're going to make your money, but everybody who's too slow to sell it are going to get taken. This is where, and of course, I would like to hear, because Milan, you're not a newbie, so the newbie thirst trap thing to you is not fair. What do you see in Ethmax that makes you believe in it?
The way that they accept for payments, right? I'm thinking these influencers are going to be smart and keep using it in things that they do, right? So let's say King Bash, for example, can accept it in his comedy specials, right? So he could say, okay, I have one coming out. I'll use ETH Max, right? So if all these influencers keep doing that, which they have a lot of followers, them single-handedly will bring a lot of people into crypto. And ETH Max, unlike Shiba and Dogecoin, is very easy to buy, right? Like you can get a Coinbase wallet, and then once you have that Coinbase wallet, as long as you have Ethereum, you can swap with Uniswap on the Coinbase wallet on your mobile phone.
So you can buy Ethmax on Coinbase?
Yeah, very quickly.
Oh wow, I didn't know Ethmax was sold on Coinbase. That's interesting then.
Not on Coinbase.
Oh, okay. Uniswap.
So the wallet at Coinbase, right? So there's two different things.
Got it. So it's Uniswap.
Allows you to swap because it has Uniswap attached to it.
Got it. So basically what he's saying, if you're not understanding, he's talking a little bit about the matrix, which most of you probably don't understand how to walk through the matrix, like people like me, Milan, and Omar, and Fresh too. Basically, when you buy on a cryptocurrency on Coinbase, you own that coin, but it's on an exchange, right? And a centralized exchange, which is Coinbase, meaning it's tied to a government in a way, because Coinbase is a publicly traded company, right? So anything they do, the government is involved, and they make sure it's above board, right? So this is why Coinbase doesn't put any coin in Coinbase. They have to get to a certain level of security with what they're doing before they will list it on their platform. So they don't have Ethmax, they don't have Dogecoin, they don't have Shiba coin, because they probably see some of the stuff I see, right? So what Milan is saying is you can buy, and I have done this. I did this with Matic actually before even Coinbase accepted it. You buy Ethereum, and then you take Ethereum and you put it on a MetaMask wallet. And if you're connected to my YouTube, I got a video step by step of how to do that on a computer and a phone. You create what's called a MetaMask wallet, and what that is that's a decentralized wallet, meaning nobody's attached to it, nobody knows it exists, nobody knows what's going on in it except you. Unless you give somebody that number or your password, they can't even see it. And if they can see it, but they can't do anything unless they have your password. So you never want to give that to anybody. There's nobody that should ask you for that. Nobody, right? So when you have a MetaMask wallet and you send your Ethereum to your MetaMask wallet, then you can go to Uniswap and change it for whatever coin you want. The problem there is what I just told you in the beginning. When you do that, the fee is a Ethereum gas fee. So depending on how the day is going and how many people are using Ethereum, that fee can be massive. And I told you the day of the crash, it was costing me $600 a transaction. Right now, I think it's pretty low. And actually, you could find there's a website called TX Street that'll tell you how bad or how good the Ethereum gas fee is. So right now, it's actually lower than I've seen it in a long time. 20 Gwei, which is the term they use. When I was doing this the day of the crash, it was like 400 Gwei. Like, and it was no joke. So basically, I tell you it's good to try it, especially right now. One of the best times to try it is right now. Send your Ethereum to a MetaMask wallet and go on Uniswap, and you can swap. You could turn your
that much. They can go on the Coinbase wallet and do it on the Coinbase wallet. So you can.
Oh, and Coinbase doesn't charge you gas fee?
It does, but
it does?
It seems like it's cheap because I've done it. I bought Ethmax last night and it charged me $14 in gas fees, but I got 500,000.
But last night the gas fee was low. Ethereum gas fee was low. Like it was, they were saying like
low.
It's still low. So it's probably that. I think it was probably that you caught a low gas fee time, because I remember trying the Coinbase wallet and the gas fee was nuts. And I'm like, what makes this different? And the big thing about Coinbase wallet is it is still centralized. So there's pros and cons to that. If you're trying to like do things.
The wallet's supposed to be decentralized. The Coinbase account is supposed to be centralized.
And the Coinbase wallet is decentralized? So basically, so you're saying anything you do on the Coinbase wallet, you think is not being reported to Coinbase?
No, unless you connect your account. Then they know it's you.
Got it.
But if you're just using the wallet, they don't really know it's you or care.
This is where, again, once you send money to it from one Coinbase account, they know the wallet, no?
Yeah, how do you fund the wallet? You send money to it. I mean, but you can technically send it from a MetaMask wallet. You can send it from different areas. Like I sent my ETH from my MetaMask wallet to my Coinbase wallet.
Why'd you do that? Why not just?
Because I had money in MetaMask already.
But why not just do it in Uniswap then?
How did you get it to your MetaMask wallet first?
I don't know. I do so much trades and development at this point.
I'm hearing about like coins like an Emax that have fun trying to sell it, because they're saying it's the gas fees are like 10 times when you sell versus when you buy in. So everyone's saying that the gas fees are going to be out of this fucking world when you try to dump that.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a penalty. So that's what these pumps and dumps are trying to do. So even when Miguel was mentioning that a lot of these coins have high supply now, is because they really want you to hold as much as you can, and you'll get a 2% fee every time someone sells. So if you're holding Emax right now and someone sells, you'll get 2% of that transaction automatically sent to your wallet, right? So SafeMoon does the same thing, and they want to do that because they want to penalize people that dump. So they keep it low on the buy side and keep it high on the sell side to incentivize you to keep it whole.
There's another coin, FIBA, that has a way to sort of eliminate the idea of pump and dump, right? So FIBA, it's like if you have it, their like cap on it is, what is it, like 2 point I'm gonna try to find it right now as I'm talking to you guys, because that's the thing. Like, if you really don't know what's going on, it's pretty bad. Like, you could wind up being like Miguel, like the bottom of a pyramid, right? You know, if you don't educate yourself. But yeah, I think with FIBA, you can, if you get it, it's kind of, it's good because you can't dump more than, I believe, two and a half or 2 Ethereum at a time. Like, they limit your dump.
I heard the same thing about Shiba coin, actually. Does anybody here own Shiba? I heard that when you sell Shiba, you can only sell like a percentage of it and another percent has to stay in the network. So if you think you're going to make this much money, you're really going to make 10% less. I heard that. But again, I don't own it. So
yeah, I can try right now and tell you, but I think that's correct.
Yeah. So
yeah, like it says here that there's like no rug pulls allowed on FIBA because it says you can't sell more than 1 ETH. I don't remember what I said, but you can't sell more than 1 ETH at a time, so you can't really dump that hard. And 2.5, like you're saying, 2.5% goes back to the holders when you do.
Yeah. So it's a way of keeping more coins in circulation, but not out. Right. So the thing about all of this is we're in this new world, man. It's so exciting, and part of it is that's why I like. Put $100. You just never know. Even the Shiba coins. The only reason I haven't put $100 in it because the gas fee was ridiculous. And now that it's low, maybe I'll put $100. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, but again, this comes back to what I said in the last video. That to me is a gamble, though. I'm not looking at it as an investment, right? I'm saying, hey, it could turn into $1 one day, maybe in 10, 20 years. Cool, but I probably lost that money and I'll think about it that way, right? With the ADAs of the world, I don't believe that. I believe that's an investment, and over the next 10, 20 years, that could be $25, $30, $50, right? A coin. And right now, I put in a few bucks when it was worth 80 cents. You know, there's some people that put in when it was 5 cents. So they're going to make a lot of money, right? So that's where all of this kind of it makes sense for you. All right. So I got some questions and I'm going to answer some of these questions on YouTube. All right. So the first question is, what is an ideal portfolio? That's financial advice right there. But I'll tell you what I think. You got to come up with your own strategy, right? Like if you look at your strategy for where you are in life, how much disposable income you have. And by disposable, I mean, when you put money in these things, if you're looking at it not as a gamble, you should be thinking this money's going to be in there for at least a year, right? So if you're putting money in a coin that you don't believe you're willing to hold for more than a year, then you may be heading towards the trading, right? Which even me, when I bought Matic, I was kind of looking at it as a trade because I said, if ETH 2.0 comes out and the gas fee is the same price as Matic, then I'm going to sell Matic because nobody's going to use Matic if Ethereum is the same price. But when Mark Cuban invested in it and I started doing more and more research, I realized that Matic will always be cheaper than Ethereum, right? So that means it's possible to last a very long time. And again, I told you, when venture capitalists invest in a company, they expect their money back 7 to 10 years. So Mark Cuban just put money in Matic knowing it's going to last 7 to 10 years, in his opinion, which is a very good opinion, because he's a really good shark. So when I tell you what an ideal portfolio looks like for my plan, I'm trying to build assets up that I know I can borrow against and buy other assets, whether that be crypto, real estate. That's my plan. I don't know if I'm normal or whatever, but my idea is I want to buy assets that can grow in value and I can borrow off of them to get more assets. Real estate is like that, and crypto is like that. I know some ways stock is like that, but I don't know how to do it in stock, and I don't really think the stock gains are going to be as much as the crypto gains. So I'm dealing with the most volatile and the safest asset classes right now. And I do own stock. I do. I'm not going to not talk about stock. I'm not going to downplay stock. I do own stock, but right now I'm more on the risky and unrisky ones. So for you, that really depends on your goals, right? Your goals determine your ideal portfolio. If your goal is to see how much money you can make this year, then you're probably going to be in the more gamble trading world. If your goal is to see how much money you can make in 10 to 20 years, then you got to look at the Bitcoins of the world, the Ethereums of the world, because those have the most likely staying power. But none of it is guaranteed. None of it, right? If you looked at AOL 20 years ago, you would have thought that was going to last forever. It was the only way to get online, and everybody used it. Literally everybody used it. Now AOL doesn't even exist. Not even 20. It exists, but nobody uses it. And it's only been 20 years, right? So you got to think, what do you think is going to happen, and make your bet. Even as an investment is somewhat of a bet. So the next question is it riskier to mine Bitcoin or buy and sell it? It's riskier to mine it. I know a lot of people that went broke mining Bitcoin because it costs a lot of money. And if you're not in a place where the energy is cheap, you're spending a lot of money mining it. And by the time you get a Bitcoin, you may have spent the same amount that the value of the Bitcoin is, right? So that's what I mean. I know a lot of people. And then you also have to keep upgrading your hardware. So if your hardware is out of date, you're mining slower. So you need to keep spending money to upgrade your hardware. So you add that cost plus the energy. And it's a tough thing. What actually happens is, and I can't talk about it yet, but I'm talking to a company that mines. They look for the cheapest energy around the world, right? And they look for renewable energy. And this is a big thing. A lot of people are scared about Bitcoin and its problem with the climate. The way Bitcoin mining actually works, if you're going to make money on it, you have to look for renewable energy or places where energy goes unused. They pump it out, but nobody uses it. So what that actually means is crypto, or Bitcoin at least, is either carbon neutral or carbon negative. But most people are putting it out there like it's taking up all this energy. But if you really study what it takes to run a business as a Bitcoin miner, you'll understand that actually they're using energy that people are throwing away anyway, or they're finding energy that costs almost nothing because the natural resources are creating them. So this is where, like, for Elon Musk to not know that, but I know it, there's no way. There must be another reason he said that, right? So
he's worrying more about the 5G and the ability of technology to keep advancing without the worry of humans, and their well-being. People are going to be so cognizant on getting more data sources and powering up this Bitcoin instead of caring about how well is the human taking this. All these rays that are coming out of this, is it really affecting the human as much as we see, but we're trying to put a blind eye to. And the second thing I was trying into was the energy source. What's funny, I think NYCHA residents should be mining.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I mean, you have so much free energy coming out of NYCHA every day, and all these people have to do is come together, put their money together, get a mining machine, and go on one apartment, and they can mine Bitcoin all day. Even NYCHA themselves can get solar panels, put it on top of the roofs.
That's because in NYCHA they don't pay no electric bill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
That they're not even thinking about it, but I'm like, whatever.
So you know what? Someone, not the NYCHA example, but someone asked me, because someone I know deals in malls, and they were like, mall, the energy comes with the space. So what if we put mines in the mall, in the stores in the mall, and gave them 1%, because it's the same thing like the NYCHA example, where they're paying for the electricity as part of their bill anyway. So if they're using more, then they're using more. So I mean, that's super interesting. That's actually a good idea. If you live in NYCHA, you might want to, but it's still the cost of the mining equipment, the hardware is pretty extensive. Like, you need to have a lot of money.
That you see outside and all these nice cars when they can really have a Bitcoin mining machine.
That's true. That's true. You got a nice car, but you live in NYCHA. You might as well have a Bitcoin mining machine instead. All right. So the next question is, do you think Bitcoin will crash to 20K? All right. So I've been learning from this technical analysis guy. He's been teaching me based on his software he's about to launch, where it lets you learn how to trade without using your money. So I'm going to show you what he showed me. and it made me scared for the crash. So, but let me make sure I get every question before I do that. I'll show you that assessment. All right. George just said they busted a mine thinking it was an illegal weed farm, and they lost everything, not because Bitcoin mining is illegal, but because they were stealing electricity. So this is what I mean. Like most of these Bitcoin miners, they are trying to use the least amount of energy or energy that was going to go unused. These guys happen to get caught. I saw this story. I don't remember where it was. I think it was in America. So again, the narrative is a big part of why people go in and out of this stuff. And guess who controls the narrative, right? It's not us. So you just got to hold it. If you believe in this, hold it on for dear life, because Bitcoin every year since it has come out has grown 200% on average. Nothing else is like that. So if you're worried about where you are right this second, even if you bought it in when it was 62,000, 200% a year on average, you're going to be all right. Just chill, hold it. Don't sell it now because it's low. Just hold it and keep going, wait it out. There's almost 0% chance that when the Apples of the world, these big companies start using Bitcoin, when the whole population understands what this is, there's almost 0% chance that it doesn't get back to where it was. At least, if not, go 10x more. All right, so I'm going to show you the technical analysis that I've been learning and why I was a little scared by what was happening with Bitcoin on Monday as well. And this is why a lot of the current people that understand this stuff believe that it will get to 15, 20K, but they don't know. You talk to any one of them, they say, look, it's what the chart says. But again, we're talking about 10-year chart. There's really only been one other bull run like this ever. So nobody really knows, but that other bull run, it ended when there was something like this, what's going on right now. So I'm gonna show you my screen, and I'm in this website called tradingview.com. Right. So what you do in TradingView is you put the coin that or the coin or the stock. Actually, you could do stocks here too. So I'm going to pick Bitcoin. Actually, I'm going to show you 3 coins, because when he was showing me, he's like, all right, let's pick one coin. Of course, I picked Matic first. So I look at Matic USDC. Okay. So what he showed me is there's this, I don't even know what it's called, indicator strategy called MACD, right? So if you search MACD, I don't even fully remember what he said it does, but I think it has to do with the flow of people buying and selling it, right? So, all right, I'm going to try to show this in a way that's easy to understand. So, okay, if you look at MACD on Matic, you'll see when it's dark red, it's going down. When it's light red, it's coming up, and then it becomes dark green and then light green. Again, here you see it here. Dark red, dark green, light green. When you see too many light greens in a row, a lot of times it goes down to red, right? And you can see how far it drops in the red once it's light green for a little while. I mean, this is hard to, if you're not watching this, it's really hard to understand. But basically, it's like a chart. It's like a wave, right? Waves go up and down. So the top of the wave is dark green. Then when the wave is starting to come down, it's light green. And then it goes under and it goes to dark red. And then when it's coming back, it's going to light red, right? So if you look, last week when that crash happened, there was light greens. Then it went down real bad, right? And then it came back. And now it's going down again right now, right? So if you look, this is when a lot of people are buying and selling or whatever, right? So that's Matic. Now let's go to Ethereum, because Matic has a shorter timeline to look at, right? Because Matic just came out, right? But when you go to Ethereum is about 5 years older than Bitcoin. So it has a little more history than Matic. So I'm going to show you Ethereum now. Look at Ethereum, right? So if you look right now, it's got the dark red, light green, dark red. light green, super dark red. And we're still in the dark red period here. But if you zoom out and you look at the last bull run of the crypto market, which was about 2017. Oh, wait, this is 21 still. Hold up. All right. So here it is. Okay. So you see how this was the same kind of chart back in 2017. It went high and then it came back down low and it stayed low for a long time. Right now it's going high and people believe we're heading down the same way it did over here. Look at what happened when that was going down at that time. I don't know how to do this. Wait, all right, here it is. All right, there it is. All right, I'm learning this stuff with you guys, so bear with me. All right, here it goes. This is the 2017-18 drop. Look at what happened. Light red, dark red, a little bit of light green, dark, light again, dark, right? But what happens, what he said is when you see too many light greens in a row, that means a crash is coming, right? So we can see the crash right here, the two red dips of the wave. If you look right now, what's happening right now, we're seeing a very similar pattern. Look at the amount of light greens and dark reds. Damn. Trying to learn how to use this, but I'm not really good with it yet, but I will be. All right, so look at that. Look at how down that is. How light green, then look how down. Even back then it wasn't like that. Now look at it. Now let's look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has the most history that you can look at. Same exact thing. You see the same exact thing. So I'm gonna zoom in here. So look, this is when the crash happened. Look, right here, it was light green. And then it started going down, 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 down with the red. So what they're saying is if you look right now, it's pretty much the same thing. Like I was looking in the chart when he started showing me, it was Monday, right? And when I was looking at the chart, I couldn't even find this many light greens in a row in the chart. So I'm like, uh-oh, that doesn't look good. But then it came back up. And this is where nobody knows. But again, look, there's a lot of dark red happening here. And we're still in dark red. And it can keep going down and down. This is why people believe it can go down to 15, 20K. Because they're saying if this continues, and if you look, the dips, they're getting further and further down in red. So if that happens again, that will put us in the 15, 20K. That's why people believe that. And I'm pretty impressed with myself for remembering all of that.
Got a question. That dark red, I've been looking at the charts myself, but I don't look that far down. I'm not in that part of the charts. But is that dark red, the red part, the selling or the holding?
Selling.
You know what that is?
Selling. I believe it's when people are dumping it. And then the light red means people are buying back in, but not as, it's not happening as heavy as when it gets to the dark green.
Got it.
And then when it gets to the dark green top, that means they bought at the level that now they're starting to come down from. And so it's kind of like a wave, man. You got to learn how to ride the wave like a surfer, man. And just understanding this stuff helps. Go ahead.
No, I hear you. So right now, those very two little prongs are like the dark red. So people are still kind of selling right now.
Yeah, people selling right now. Right? So the thing about it is, if you learn how to look at these charts, at the very least, you will buy on the downs instead of the ups. One of the major problems as a retail investor that doesn't know about these charts is we tend to buy, and I'm guilty of it too. I did it the other day. I'm like, I know this, and I still did it. When you see the good and you're feeling good about the coin because it's coming back up, you're buying then instead of buying when it's going down. If you feel good about the coin, buy it on the down. What I think is happening psychology wise is when you see it going up, you're like, oh, it's going to keep going up, even though it never does that. Like never. Right. So if you wait till it comes back down, even a little bit, you get a better deal. But it's psychological. You got to really train yourself to do it. And I'm still trying to train myself, and I'm looking at these charts and I'm still doing it. And I'm like, I just did it again. What an idiot. Stop. So the real trick is to understand the waves and only buy on the downs. Right? And and this is one thing I learned kind of through all this process. If you see W's, wait, and if you see M's, M Sanchez, M's, buy. Right? So remember me when you're like, oh, that's an M, I'll buy right now. And I'm trying to train myself the same way, but it's not going that well, I'll be honest with you. But right now, I really thought today was going to be seriously bloody. I woke up ready, like, all right, let's go. What are we buying today? What's on sale? And I woke up and things were a little bit up. The red was light red. So that means people are buying. It was I thought it was going to be a sharper drop, more red, dark red. And it wasn't, which is good. So I know I just said a lot of crazy stuff. Anybody questions anywhere? I know on the YouTube, Instagram. Also like, subscribe, anything, wherever you are, please like this, share it if you're on Facebook, Twitter. The more people understand this, the more we all make, because part of the reason it goes down is because people sell. If we don't sell, it won't go down as much. But people are trying not to be the person left holding the bag, so they don't want to sell. Of course, it's going to happen with certain coins like we spoke about in the beginning here, right? Like the Shibas, the Doge, who knows? Oh, and I'll tell you something. This week I bought more Doge. Out of nowhere, I was like, you know what? If Elon can make it happen, who knows? I put another few bucks in the Doge just in case. Who knows? It was a gamble. I don't fully believe in it, but I can see Elon with his craziness making something more valuable around it. And let's see. Who knows if I win on that or not? It was down. That is when I bought on the down, at least. So any questions from anybody? So then what is the indicator of it going up? The light red is when you see a lot of light red, that means it's probably going to go into dark green. So MACD, and I know, all right, so I'm going to try to show it again one more time. You gotta go into trading view. You gotta press this F thing and you look for MACD. And when you see MACD, you start to see these lines. See, right now it went from light red, but it looked like light red was about to go to dark green, but it went back to dark red. So, but if you look, most times it's light red, it goes into dark green. Most times. And most times when it's a lot of light green, it goes into dark red. So that is a way to time your buys. When they say dollar cost average, everybody knows what that means. It basically means if I want to invest $1,000 today, instead of throwing $1,000 in, instead put $100 a day for 10 days. But if you're doing it on the days when it's dark red, then you're probably in a better position than if you're doing it on the days that it's dark green, right? So if you wait for the dark reds and put in that dollar cost average, that's, I believe, a good way of investing. Again, I'm just learning. I'm being taught by different people, different things. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm learning. And I think this is good information if you can understand it as well. So any other questions from anybody? Anybody on Clubhouse? Any questions about what I said?
I just think you can't really look at it like stocks, like and look at a chart. I think that's hard. Right, I think you really need to like the project and like see what they're doing, because they can do a hard fork or a soft fork and change the whole project's future. So I think like people need to really understand the terminology, what people are doing in tokenomics, understand that more, because even though you may see a red C, they can easily be like a Matic, which when you saw with the whole drop, Matic was still going up at some points. Right, and that's only because they're tokenomics as well, and it just makes sense because people are using them. There's more utility for the token, right? So that's why I think people need to understand that. So even if you see a red C, your project can still be green technically. So
yeah, that's the thing about. I'm going to show you one more chart because I tried to show it last time and I didn't even realize it was not streaming when I was doing it. But basically, the stock market was probably even more volatile than the crypto market when it first started. Again, we get to this point where it stabilizes. But if you look at the original first few years of the stock market, it was even crazier, the ups and the downs. So we're just early. We're early. And if I told you can buy JP Morgan Chase when it's 10 cents, you'd be kicking yourself right now if you didn't do that. And that's what you got to think about this as. Like, what projects do you believe in instead of you're just trying to win the pump and dump game, right? That's where you mentioned, Milan, you believe in Ethmax because the celebrity culture around it. That's not a bad reason to believe in it. That's why Dogecoin is winning. People, it's the culture pushing Dogecoin, not the fundamentals of the project. But the reason I bought it to this week was because of the fundamentals of the project. I saw Elon is working to try to make it somewhat of a layer 2 that could work as a real payment smart contract situation. So I say, you know what? Let's see. It's still 30 cents, whatever. It was 60 cents not too long ago. Even if it goes back to that, I double my money. So I said, you know what? Gamble, sure, but I think it's worth it. But also, I gambled on a stock this week too. I gambled on AMC. Somebody was like, look, AMC probably going to do well. Talk to them in Sanchez. Thanks, Dom. I put a few bucks in AMC because I could see that when the movie theaters open, a bunch of people are going to go to them and the stock could grow. Again, do I think it's going to 2-3x? I don't know. I doubt it. Who knows? But again, I put it in there. I'll check back on it in a year. Let's see what happens. Again, so of course, I'm looking at real estate situations too, right? Like, you got to be diversified because I told you last time, there's people that are too in on crypto only. And when it wipes them out, it really wipes them out. There was one guy that was playing the both sides of the game that I know. He basically had $1.5 million in Ethereum, but he was borrowing against his Ethereum to buy more Ethereum. But he was only doing Ethereum. But what he ended up doing was his Ethereum got to $1.5 million. So he borrowed $500,000 and bought a property. When Ethereum went down under 2,000, he lost his 1.5 million. It got liquidated through the loan, but he at least owned the property. He owned a $500,000 property that will make him money every month. So if you're playing the game, you got to have your own financial kind of like literacy and goal. His goal, maybe he was hurt because he got that one. He thought he had 1.5 and now he has only 500, but still that 500 is a steady income for him. Versus that crypto, if he was only in crypto, he would have lost it all and not even have that property, right? So this is where I'm looking at it. And if you know what I'm doing with the leisure fund and all that, I'm definitely taking crypto money, moving it into real estate for sure. No doubt about it, because the most risky asset to the most safe asset. That's my goal, right? And that's what I'm setting up. I got multiple businesses doing that. Of course, you guys know about them and you'll know more about them. So stable coins, yeah, I created a meme coin called Stope. No, I haven't bought that. Stopalon. No. See these meme coins? These are, I feel like they're pump and dumps in a way because you have to really hope the culture catches it and it catches on in TikTok and all these different things. And that's risky, right? It's riskier than a business plan, I think, because who knows how this community and culture is going to take onto a coin. Right now, the dog thing is hot. What if next year people are like, oh, that was so 2021 dogs, but you invested your life savings in Dogecoin, you know? And now everybody's like, oh, that was last year. You're kind of screwed. That's where I look at these things and I say, all right, do I believe in the project, right? Like Ethmax, after hearing what Milan said, I'll dig deeper. Maybe I'll put a couple bucks. This is where, like, put money you don't mind losing. I'm not going to put $25,000 into Ethmax, right? Like, that will be crazy. There are people that do it and get rich, but that's gambling. That's going to Vegas, in my opinion. At this point, if you look at that and you do it, stop Elon. Oh, okay. So it's a stop Elon coin. All right, I didn't get that, George. So if you're texting me on the Facebook platform, it has to be on the Facebook fan page because I can't see. I'm on too many platforms. So thanks, George, for doing that. Stop Elon coin. That's interesting. I see. So now they're going to be these anti movements of people that are siding with Elon and people that are not, right? So this is like, it's just riskier, in my opinion, than looking at projects and saying, do I believe this project is going to be around for 10 years? That's why I went more in on the ones and for the person that asked on YouTube portfolio, what a good portfolio looks like. In my opinion, for my goal, the more Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic I can own, the better. And then after that, I borrow off those coins to either pay myself a salary, to buy real estate, or to buy other crazy coins. That's my goal. I want to get my 3 main assets to the highest number I can have it, and then borrow off of that safely, because you could be caught in a bad situation if you borrow too much. And I was almost caught in one when it dropped as much as it dropped last time. Nobody was prepared for that. So I was like, oh, I had to move stuff around and pay enormous gas fees to do it. But I did it. It's better to do that than lose your money, right? Like that guy who lost $1.5 million. I didn't have $1.5 million, but definitely was not going to lose it. So any other questions from the Clubhouse, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram? Let me see if I missed any questions here. All right. Nope. Thanks for everybody coming through all these places. Please like it, share it if you can. Is there any other questions from anybody? All right. So maybe I leave it at, all right, what to do right now. I just told you how to look at the chart and dollar cost average. Right now, there's still a lot of people that believe the crash is going to come. And more people believe it's coming than people believe it's not coming. So I have a mixed feeling about this. Usually when people get the news, it's probably because the people trying to manipulate the market are giving it to them, right? Because for all of us to know this, that doesn't seem like a way to extract our money. So that's why I started to feel like maybe it's not going to happen. And I was telling you this last night, Omar, right? Because me and Omar were texting, and he's like, blood in the streets tomorrow. And I'm like, everybody knows this though. So it kind of makes me feel like it's not going to happen. They're going to try to time it when we're like kind of happy, when the chart is in the dark green, right? So right now, say it again.
Yeah, but when everyone is feeling optimistic and not paying attention.
Exactly. So right now, I would tell you, if you're going to be in the game, don't put big chunks in right now. Put in a little bit at a time, because it could go either way. And nobody could time this stuff. Even the whales, they can try to scare us. But what if one time the whales do this pullout and we don't? Then they're screwed, because we can keep buying, and now they got to pay more, right? Which is what I hope eventually starts happening with.
Well, right now that's the resistance that's happening. So believe it or not, they are trying to push down, but as Bitcoin has been hitting 35 and a half, people have been buying at that level, and so it hasn't been really big getting pushed down lower than that. So it's a good sign that people are paying attention and people are buying when it hits a certain price point. So you might be right. We might be able to keep it above 30. Who knows?
So Cooper on the LinkedIn just said Wyckoff. Look up that it's WYCOFF. It's kind of like the term they believe for like the drop, I believe, and then the comeback. But nobody knows when the full drop is. So people think it's right now, or it's happening, or we're in the middle of it, or it may not come to the end of summer. There's all kind of possibilities here. So what you got to really think about is, what do you believe is going to happen? I'll tell you what I believe is going to happen. I believe there's going to be something called a DeFi summer. What that means is decentralized finance. A lot of people that are buying Bitcoin are going to start learning about what decentralized finance is. Springfield. I don't know what that is, Jeff, but if you want to tell me what you mean about Springfield, on LinkedIn. So I believe when the world realizes what cryptocurrency is, more people are going to buy it. In America specifically, the Fed just approved, I think, printing $6 more trillion, something like that, we've printed more money in the last year than I think in the history, something crazy like that. So inflation is going to start coming, right? And it's already coming. You can already start seeing it. Things are costing more money. Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these coins are kind of a hedge against that. What that means is investors take their money out of things that go down in value and they put their money in things that go up in value, right? So if right now you holding dollars and it's going down 4% a year, that was before all this money printing. Let's say it starts going down even more and more and more, value of it, right? So you know every year you can buy less with the same amount of money. If you put it in crypto, it will keep it or grow it. So what's happening now is a lot of people are taking their stimulus money, they're taking their cash and they're putting it in crypto. What's happening right this second, though, is a lot of people have it in a stable coin, which is the same thing as having it in dollars. So they're not going to keep it there long because it just might as well have dollars. They have it in stable coin to buy crypto when they feel like it's low. So if this thing prolongs and this drop doesn't happen, what I would do is, and this is my plan, is to continue dollar cost averaging into the projects I believe I can borrow off of eventually. Cardano is one of them, but it's on the bottom of my list. My top of the list is Matic first. Second is Ethereum. Third is Bitcoin. That's my current, again, not financial advice. That's my current, only money I put in is going to those three. I did put into Dogecoin, but that was my gamble of the week. But I'm only putting in those. And then now I'm going to start thinking about ADA more and more, because I do believe when ADA's ecosystem pops up, if it works, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to make money off your ADA. So how I like to try to cash flow off my crypto is put it into places where they give you more crypto. So like right now, I'm using my Matic on Aave to get more Matic. So, and then on Curve Finance, they're giving like 30% free Matic for putting your stable coins on Curve. So if you got stable coins just sitting in Coinbase, they're giving you 0.15% interest on that, which is way better than a bank. But if you put it, like Milan said, if you send it to your MetaMask wallet and you put it on Curve Finance, they'll give you way more interest on that. And if you put it on the Matic network, they'll give you 30% in Matic. So that could turn out to be a lot of money. Imagine you have $10,000, 30% in Matic means 30, I think, let's say 3,000 Matic coins, right? Let's say those Matic coins one day turn into $5 a coin. You make $15,000, right? That's kind of crazy, but that's not going to last forever. So you got to take advantage of those opportunities when they are around. So that's where I look for those opportunities. And when Cardano pops up, best believe there's going to be the same type of opportunity. So the more money you have in Cardano and the more stable coins you are putting around in these places, the more money you can potentially make per day. And this is how you can literally make a salary. I have certain clients that I have them making thousands of dollars a month of doing this. Of course, they have big amounts of money, but still, again, real estate. You think about real estate, you put a big chunk of money into real estate, you got to work a lot to make that kind of money. You gotta rent it. You got to deal with the ups and downs. I deal with Airbnb. Trust me, I know. Just putting in a crypto and making similar, that's a good deal. Of course, there are the risks. There's risk of a contract being hacked. There's risks of the stable coin you choose being hacked or being a scam, like USDT. There was a whole thing about USDT. That's why it's really interesting that there's so much USDT. USDT has a whole history behind it, and you should research it if you hold USDT. The SEC went after USDT, and somehow they got away with not, working with the SEC. I don't even know how that happened, but it did happen. So you got to be careful. So, all right, Miguel Sanchez, that last dump was a manipulation. There was no doubt. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It was definitely the whales pulling out to scare the hell out of everybody, and it did. Will we see 100K Bitcoin this year? I don't know. I think for that to happen, there needs to be like an anti-Elon Musk, like an Apple. If Apple says, okay, we're going to accept Bitcoin transactions and we're going to let people pass Bitcoin on an Apple iPhone without using MetaMask, that would make it where Bitcoin will go to 100K, I believe. That or more mass adoption of regular people. I hope it's the regular people, because regular people, if we can hold Bitcoin and Ethereum and these coins, we can keep it stable. But if we allow, because it's so early for these big whales and these big like influencer types to manipulate and scare us into selling, it's going to be a longer time before the waves get a little steadier, right? So that's what I believe. I agree with you there. There's going to be another dump. See, so a lot of people believe there's going to be another dump. So I'm preparing for a dump. That's what my current situation is. And how I'm preparing for a dump is I'm spending very little per day on the 3 main coins I think are going to do well in the next 10 years. I could be wrong about one of them, but that's the risk. Instead of doing it all in one coin, there's people, they're called Bitcoin maximalists. They only believe in Bitcoin. And they believe all of these other coins are going to go to zero. Why they believe that is because what happened in 2017. That's what happened. Bitcoin went up. All these other coins went up. Bitcoin went down. A lot of these other coins just went to zero, never came back. Ethereum came back. Some of these, even there's some coins you can buy right now that they were out during that drop. And that's a good sign. If they survived that time where everything was low, that means they're probably pretty decent companies. Some of them are just surviving like through smoke and mirrors though. So you really got to dig and make sure that you're not like supporting a coin that is like a ghost. No, there's nobody working on it, you know? So, all right. Any other questions? All right. This whole crypto market is unregulated worldwide casino. They want regular away from crypto. Dumps will be continuous. So that's true. There's truth to that, right? Like if you are one of the richest people in the world and you see this new asset class that anybody can get into it, the world is unregulated anywhere. You have the money to really manipulate it and get ultra rich. You're probably gonna do it. Hold on. People are texting me. All right, cool. We should talk. All right, I'm getting a bunch of text messages during the live, but okay. So why is that important though? If we can, like I said, hold steady and not sell, we don't let those manipulations happen. When you hear bad press, do your own research. Like I was lucky enough to I was in a Clubhouse room actually, and one of the guys that is his job at the UN to study climate change and things that will affect the climate, it was his job to study Bitcoin. And he was saying most of the world doesn't know this, but Bitcoin is either carbon neutral or carbon negative because of how they have to move around to save money on electricity. So he was the one that was like, oh, you see, why doesn't the news say this anywhere? Why is this not a story? People listen to the Elons of the world, and why is that a story that everybody sees? Guess who owns the media, right? These people who own a lot of coins, right? This is where this whole independent news thing where I'm able to be on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I don't have a billion followers yet, but if you're hearing this, you can spread that kind of information, right? You can look it up, right? Look it up, find out for yourself what you believe, what you don't believe, because there's also misinformation on purpose, right? What were the big banks telling us for many years? Oh, that's a Ponzi scheme. Don't do it. While they were buying. They were buying, scaring you off while they were buying when it was 30 cents. And now you're buying at $3,000 and they're still trying to scare you because they know even $3,000 is low, right? So this is where like we have to start making sure we've done our own research to believe in it enough to have our conviction about it. Because if you don't, you're gonna bail when you hear the bad news. Like, all right, you know, it's all gonna go to zero. It's all gonna go to zero. Let me jump out. I don't believe it's gonna go to zero. I can't see a way where it goes to zero. Bitcoin or Ethereum, I cannot see a way. Some of these other coins, yes. Even the Matics, the Cardanos, I can see those going to zero. Why? Because if Ethereum and Bitcoin do something like them, they have the marketing, the branding, the users already. The Cardanos of the world, they're going to have to, one, build something that works, gain the users, and then they'll be even close. They're not, and it's going to take a while for them to get even close to Bitcoin and Ethereum. But again, I've been in tech for a long time. MySpace was the dominant thing. Facebook just destroyed it, right? You keep seeing it. Instagram came out. People left Instagram, from Facebook, they went to Instagram. YouTube came out. It's been the dominant, but now Twitch is coming out, right? Twitch is not as dominant, but who knows, right? But now I get more views on Instagram than I get on YouTube. So I would spend more time on Instagram, right? I get more views on LinkedIn than I get on YouTube. Maybe I spend more time on LinkedIn, right? So it depends on what you believe is going to win. But that's why I say just put money in the ones you believe in at a low amount at first, just so you're in. And then the more you believe in it, the more money you put in. Don't just put big chunks, because you're going to, like, I know I had a client that I told, look, this company, they put a big chunk into Bitcoin first when Bitcoin was at the height. And they wish they would have took less and put in less at a time in Bitcoin and diversified more, because they would have made a lot more money right now, right? They made it pretty good because they got into Matic when it was like 30 cents. But that's still, if they would have had more Matic instead of more Bitcoin right now, they would have more money. So the real key here is don't dump all your money in one shot. If you got $1,000 or $100, put it in over time, because today it could be high, tomorrow it could be low. And I even showed in this video, if you rewind, if you're on the replay, how to even look at those timings. So, okay, Cardano will never go to zero. And ETH, it's not the best at smart contracts. ETH is MySpace of smart contracts. See, some people believe that, right? It's the first one. It got the most buzz, but it may not survive. I don't believe that, because it has so much going on. Of course, what Cardano is doing is a smart move. If you can port your exact copy of what you're doing from Ethereum to Cardano and the user feels no difference, that could be a way of disrupting Ethereum and taking it out. It could. I tend to not think that's going to happen right this second, but I could be wrong. And of course, like I said, I own more coins of Cardano than I do of Ethereum, but the value of those coins is very different, right? If Cardano ever gets to the same price of Ethereum, and you could have bought Cardano at $1.50 or whatever it is right now, you're going to kick yourself. So just put a few bucks in. Who knows, right? If it gets to $2,000 a coin and it costs $1 right now, even if that takes you 10 years, is that a bad deal? No, right? So again, you can't think about it as a gamble and, hey, I'm going to 5x my money next month. No. Put that money in and say, all right, if I got to leave that money there for 10 years, am I willing to do that? Because if in 10 years, this is worth $2,000 a coin, that's a good deal. When it's $1.50 right now. This is like, you're getting to see the same pattern when people that got into Bitcoin, got into Ethereum when it was $1, right? It may get there. It may not. But at least you have the option right now. And what happened last week is we got to turn back the clock a little bit, right? Everybody was like, damn, I missed it. Bitcoin is 62,000. If I would have had the opportunity to buy one of those 30,000, I would have did it. Now it's there, but you're not buying it, right? Again, because how people feel when it's on the way up and how people feel on the way it's down is what makes them buy. We got to trick ourselves or teach ourselves to want to buy on the down. The gas fees scare everyone. You're right. So the beast, he's right. That's the worry about Bitcoin. I mean, Ethereum. But that's what they're about to change. They say the gas fee is going to go down 95%. That's still not better than Matic, but it's going to be a huge difference. And it could affect Matic, but I still think Matic will have a reason to exist for a long time, because most things are going to want to be done on a place where you pay no fees. Some things will still want to be on Ethereum only. I can see bigger transactions like selling your house. I can see one day you sell your house through Ethereum. I can see contracts for companies. Like if I'm working on a project and somebody's paying me $10,000 to do XYZ, instead of sending them a contract that a lawyer has to sign, smart contract. If it cost me $5 for that smart contract versus paying a lawyer, you can see that, right? Loans. Let's say, you know how people borrow money from each other. That is not legal right now. But through Ethereum, it is, because it's not regulated. But again, maybe it becomes regulated. Who knows? But if that starts happening on Ethereum, everybody becomes a bank. And that's what's happening right now. Literally, when I tell people in the Cracking Crypto Club, if you're in it, we're all becoming our own banks. We're lending out money and we're getting interest on that money. That really wasn't possible as easy as it is on crypto. It's really hard to do that with regular money. You could do it, but it's illegal, right? So I agree with you on the gas fee stuff. I think right now that's what's keeping it down. Once upon a time, Bitcoin went zero. Okay, I remember reading about it, but since that time, nothing has happened. So this is the thing, right? It can go. And again, Bitcoin, that's why Bitcoin is the safest asset right now. It's went through the most. It survived the test of time like no other crypto has yet. It's the oldest one. It literally, the blockchain was created because of it. All these other cryptos are like grandsons of Bitcoin, including Ethereum. Ethereum is like the son of Bitcoin. Ethereum took the blockchain and said, what if we could throw code on top of the money? That's what they made, the smart contracts. But it came from the idea of Bitcoin 5 years later, right? So Bitcoin is 5 years younger Ethereum is 5 years younger than Bitcoin. So if you think about it, there's people that believe right now Ethereum will be worth more than Bitcoin. There's people that actually believe that. Who knows if they're right? I don't know, but I'm kind of betting on that. I buy more Ethereum than I buy Bitcoin. I could be wrong though, right? There's people that only believe in Bitcoin. They could be wrong. I could be wrong. You got to know what you think and get in the way you think makes sense. Because you don't want to base your whole strategy on your financial future on somebody else's thoughts. That's why you got to do your own research. Get in, start understanding what each one of these coins do, what they're currently doing, what they're built to solve, where you think they're going, and then put your money in. That's what a true investor has to do. That's what investors do. They don't just put money in and be like, let's see what happens. All right. Any other questions on the room? So Aaron, what's up? Kev, what's up? Christian, what's up? Milan, what's your question?
All right. So with your leisure fund, you crowdfund to buy properties, right?
Technically, because SEC laws, I can't talk about that part of it yet. as you know. But nobody heard that.
You do that with the NFT, right? Like, let's say like you had a property in Dominican Republic, and you're like, all right, we're gonna take this property, and you can show a rendition of what you're gonna do to it. So let's say it's like a small 10-bedroom hotel that you turn into like a 200-room hotel, but you put it as a rendition as an NFT, and then it's like 500 editions or something like that, and you have everyone buy it, and then it just gets built.
So there was a case like this. I think a person did this already with their house. They sold half of the value of their house to someone as an NFT, and they own now 50% of that house and the money it makes. I don't know if this is like, a legal transaction though. It might just be like the person has to believe this person is going to do that. That's where it's a little bit, to make it a legal thing, you may need to be a security, because the SEC will basically make sure that that person is doing that or they get in trouble. But right now, if it's just a smart contract that doesn't have the money inside of it, you're just hoping that that person sends you a check every month. That's kind of where I don't know enough about to be truthful. Milan, I don't know the true answer to that, but I think it's coming. I heard another one, actually. I heard another example similar to what you just said. There was a building with like 50 apartments, and the landlord was about to sell it. And the tenants were like, why don't you sell it to us? And the landlord was like, well, you can't afford it. And they were like, what if we make a smart contract where every month we'll send you more money than the rent, and over time we will buy it from you? And the landlord took the deal. But the money's built into the smart contract, though, because if you, let's say your rent is $1,500 and you say every month I'm gonna pay an extra $500, if you don't pay that $500, you break the smart contract, right? So the money is in the contract versus being external to the contract, which an NFT, I don't know if you can do that yet. I haven't researched that enough.
Perspective, you can, right? You could just write the contract within the protocol.
You just make a custom smart contract to the NFT, basically.
Yeah, an NFT is just a key to it.
Yeah.
So when it's do it, you can have it do on a separate end, and then whoever owns NFT is allowed access to that protocol.
That makes sense. I do believe all of this is going to happen. But again, we're so early. I'm talking about NFT platforms just were created. Less than a year we're in this space. Less than a year. So let's say we rewind. And I told you, you can be involved in the internet the first year it started and invest in the companies that are coming out of it. You would do anything you can to do that, right? This is where we are. Blockchain is almost more important than the internet, people are saying, because it solves trust. The internet didn't solve trust. It made trust worse, right? So now the blockchain has the ability to maybe make it where you don't have to trust, is this person a good person or not? The smart contract is there to solve that. And if they are not who they say they are, or they don't do what they're supposed to do, nobody loses money, right? And that is incredible, right? So again, just start being in the space. I'm really into the NFT thing. Me and Omar are working on some NFT thing, and Milan is as well. And I'm working with Milan on trying to figure it out. But literally, me and Milan, I think we had a call this week or last week about how we connected to the SEC, right? How can we figure out this NFT thing with the SEC so it's no problems? What are you gonna say, Milan?
No, I was disagreeing.
Yeah. So, to me, it's an exciting time. All right, it's another question from YouTube. Everyone short Bitcoin now. Use 100x leverage and trade with your entire stack to maximize profits. See, Jay Dean is talking about there's a way to make money even by it going down. Even I don't know how to do that yet, and I kind of don't want to know how to do it, but I got to learn it just to see how people are doing it. Basically, there's a way to make money whether stuff goes up or down. Stocks, everything. So of course there's people that know how to do this with Bitcoin. But what I think, this is where again it comes back to your financial literacy, your own goals, and how you want to live your life, right? I don't like the idea of shorting something, because to me, that's just trying to F people over, right? Like, to me, I don't want to F people over. If you bought something, I don't want to make it less valuable so I can make more money. That doesn't feel good to me, one. Two, that's the whole trading lifestyle. Trading, what I heard is either you're really good at trading or you're really bad at trading. Both ways, most of the time, you're going to lose money. That's what I've heard. So I'm not trying to be a trader. Of course, I'm dabbling in it, but not to be my full-time job, right? I'm just trying to understand it enough to do well. Now, I don't want to be a full-time trader. What you have to think about is, how do you want to be thinking about your investments? I have people that just got into the space and they're already telling me, I have coaching clients that are like, I can't sleep. I'm worried about this thing dropping. And I'm like, so maybe you might want to get out, or just think about it different. Just put it there and say, in the next 5 years, I know it's going to be worth more. Instead of thinking every time it goes down 20%, oh my God, I just lost thousands of dollars. Don't think about it like that. Just think, all right, in years, it's going to be worth a lot more than what I put in, and just forget about it. Because that's important. If it's going to stress you out, there's no investment, no job that's worth that, right? So if that's the case for you, don't do it. Do it in a different way. Just put the money in there and forget about it. If you're going to be watching it every day and be worried about how high and low it is, that's going to kill you before you can use the money, right? Like, what's the point? Any questions on the Clubhouse? Of course, the YouTube, the Instagram, everywhere else, LinkedIn. Because basically, I just say right now, if there's no questions, how I'll end it is, I'm hoping you watching right now, I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm trying to educate everyone on the opportunity, whether they believe in it or not. That's on them, right? It's up to you to go out and watch the YouTube videos, the positive YouTube videos and the negative ones. I'll watch both. I'll watch all the people that say Ethereum is going to go to zero. Bitcoin is going to go to zero. Matic is going to go to zero. And even though those are my main 3 holdings, I'm like, I want to understand why they believe that. And do I agree with them or not? Sometimes they have valid points. And I'm like, damn, what if that does happen? How can I watch for that? If something that starts triggering that happens, I'm going to pay attention. But that gives me the trigger point, right? If I didn't watch that video and I just thought, oh, everything is rainbows and unicorns, that's not a good place to be either, right? You want to understand both sides and say, okay, this stuff there could be bad with it as much as good. Understand both sides and be in the game, right? I'd rather be in the game and stay in the game, right? One of the biggest things, again, I talk about this book, Money Master the Game, Tony Robbins. He says, and that's what we have. We have the history of the stock market to look at. He says the people that have lost money in the stock market throughout history are the people that try to time it. I don't care who you are, even the biggest, most richest people in the world in the stock game have lost a shit ton of money trying to time it. So why would you try to time it? So that put that mind state into me. With crypto, it's way more volatile. So why would you try to time it? Just put the money in and hold it and wait. When you start going into this loan world, which is what I teach people how to do, it is a little more risky. There's higher risk, higher reward though. But there's a way to mitigate your risk. Like now, after seeing that crash and the loans surviving, now I understand a little bit more, right? And I'm even less risky because I thought I was being safe and I wasn't as safe as I thought. And if it crashes even more, right now, my loans are in a position to take that hit and survive. But if you're not, and you're over leveraged and you're borrowing 50% of your crypto and you can't quickly put money back in to save your loan, you can lose all your money. And that's where I play a dangerous game too, but I'm learning how to play it versus being out of it. To me, I'd rather lose money and learn than to be out of it. That's always my model. I'd rather lose money and learn than not to be in the game. That to me is unacceptable. Ramon, you got any questions for me?
Yo, so Miguel, just trying to come in, hear as much wisdom as I can. I appreciate you talking about this, man. It's important.
Thank you. Moody, you got any questions for me? Any statements, anything? Where you at with your current investing? Kev, you too. Aaron, you too.
Hey man,
What's up?
So I went to do some research on Matic. Matic is a shit, man. They Polygon took them over or something like that.
They changed the name, yeah. They changed the name.
Exactly. So there's a whole lot of upside there. So I'm really looking at that right now. And what's his name? The guy from the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes, Mark Cuban. He invested in it. Yep.
Yeah. So there's a whole lot of play there, man. So I'm right now. I'm still working out my strategy, how I want to get it, but I'm in there long term, man. So thank you, man.
No problem. Glad you listened. You did your research.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Miguel.
Hey.
Hey, Miguel.
I was listening. Thank you. It was very interesting. And I also have like interest now in Matic, but I would like if you could, because it seems like you can really talk about crypto very, very good. Can you explain a little bit more about the staking with Matic, or if I call it right? That's what I. Yeah.
Okay. So what she's talking about staking is how I talked about getting interest and getting free Matic, right? So what happens in the space is crypto early on coins need to have as much coins in their circulation, because the more coins, the more confidence people have in them, right? Because if people are selling off their coins, people are going to think less of the coins. So what they want is more people to have coins in their circulation. So Matic, what Matic is doing is Matic is partnering with a bunch of the big decentralized finance websites, and they're giving away free Matic for you to stake Matic on those platforms. So the major platforms that's happening on right now is Aave, AAVE.com, curve.fi. And what they each have is they have a Polygon Matic section of their website. And if you do it on the Polygon Matic network, which you got to understand how to do that, is like you could Google it. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube. You can stake it in the Polygon network. And if you do that, these companies are giving you interest in Matic. So Aave right now, if you put on Aave Matic, they're giving like 5% in Matic. If you borrow Matic, they're giving like 12%. Of course, they're variables. So you have to be able to understand that it's not going to stay where it is. Curve Finance, though, is interesting because what Curve is doing is, instead of you only having to stake Matic, Curve doesn't deal with these extra coins. Curve is about staking a USDC. Because what Curve end up doing is, Aave 2, you give them your coin and you let them hold it. And because you're letting them hold it, they lend it out and they make money on it. So they give you a percentage of how much money they make. So that's why they can give you this interest. One is because Matic wants them to hold the coin, so Matic is giving you some interest. And then the website, Aave, Curve, is making money by giving this money to other places and letting them blend it out, and they're making more interest than they're paying you. But this interest is much higher than banks because they don't have people, they don't have storefronts, they don't have electric bills, they have server costs, and that's it. And it's all run by code. This is why it's like automating the banks, right? So they're able to give you higher interest because they have less overhead. So those are the main ones I use. I was using another one called Krill. I was using, but what I learned about Krill was going to keep going down in value. I learned, and lucky I jumped out before it went too down in value. But again, I don't know. It could go back up, but I watched the video and it said that it could go down to zero. So I said, you know what? I made enough money doing that for a while. And I had a client make thousands of dollars doing it for a while too. So I jumped out of it, but Curve is different. Curve is giving you 30% on average, I've seen, on your USD. So this means if you have $10,000 in Curve, they're giving you $3,000 a year. I mean, yeah, $3,000 worth of the current value of Matic a year. But that's not the current value of Matic. Matic is like $1 whatever right now. If Matic goes to $5, that $3,000 turns $15,000 they gave you right now. So this is where it makes sense versus Curve will also give you USDC at the same time. So it gives you like 3 to 9% interest on your USDC. And then at the same time, they're giving you like 30% on Matic, which is crazy. And like I told you on Aave, they're giving you interest if you put your Bitcoin on there, your Ethereum, your Aave coins, your Matic coins, and your USDC, USDT. So again, if you have those coins and they're just sitting on an exchange, if you put them here, they'll give you free Matic. And if you believe in Matic, as people are saying, I believe in it, that coin is gonna be worth $5. Almost no doubt about it, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but I believe it's gonna be at $5. So if they're giving you 10 Matic today, every day they're giving you 10 Matic, it's $50 a day. How many things can do that? You know what I mean? That's pretty crazy. So again, you got to have a certain amount of money in there before you start reaping that reward. But I made a wallet with $10 and it's getting free Matic right now, just to show like my Cracking Crypto Club people. And this week is another meeting. So everybody listening, we got that meeting today. This week is 7 o'clock. It's Thursday, 7 o'clock. If you're not part of the Cracking Crypto Club, go to crackingcrypto.club. Join us. We meet every 2 weeks, and I help everybody create their own bank. So right now, crypto questions. What are your questions? Right now, the room is popping on Clubhouse. We got a lot of people everywhere. I want to know any questions based on what's going on right now.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead, go.
Yeah, I got. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Whoever that was. All right. So what do you got? What do you think about doing like a crypto college in like a decentralized environment, where it's like you teach everybody about crypto, just like a Cracking Crypto Club, but like do it as a college in Decentraland?
Ooh, you saying like people go? Like that. So I love Decentraland. I love the idea of Decentraland. I own that coin too. It's called Mana. I tried to buy land in there, but it got too crazy too quick. But I wish I would have done it when I first saw it. It would be worth so much money now. But okay, what's the pro to that? The pro is I believe in the future, people are going to go more to digital spaces than physical spaces. We already see that with websites. You probably go to Amazon.com more than you go to any store, right? You probably go to the whatever store you shop at. You probably go to the online version of it more than the physical version. I think that's going to happen with real things too, with like college, right? But we're not there, and we may be far away from that. So I still think doing it on Zoom is very similar versus making people take one extra step and understand that world right this second. I think more people are just more used to Zoom than they are used to, Decentraland. But I do believe soon people will be in Decentraland. I really like Decentraland, and I think it's going to be even crazier when you can throw on your VR glasses and you're literally there, which Decentraland, I believe you can do that too. But again, that's a lot of layers that you have to understand, own, and understand how to do it, right? You got to own a VR headset. You got to know what Decentraland is. You got to know how to download it. You got to know how to get into it. Versus people could just click a link, go to Zoom, even though you can click a link and go to Decentraland too. But yeah, to answer your question, Milan, I think we're a little bit far away from that being the norm. I could see my kids who are 11 years old, when they're your age, it's going to be normal. Right this second, I don't know. But if I look at what my kids do today, think about this. Decentraland is what's called a metaverse. What's a metaverse? It means you're meeting people in the cyberspace world, but it's like you have an avatar and you're interacting with them in some way. My kids right now pretty much spend all day doing that. They play Fortnite, which is that. They play Roblox, which is that. And they play like sports games, which is in a way that. So in a way, they're kind of already doing it. And if you watch, most kids are doing that. So I think they're going to be very comfortable with the Decentraland world. Right this second, though, adults who would be probably the target audience.
And I still do everything your kids do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people my age doing it too.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact, anywhere from your kid's age to like let's say 30 would be interested in doing something in a decentralized setting where they can earn a diploma and actually graduate to maybe get a job in a crypto environment or to build something and develop it.
That's interesting. That's interesting as hell. It really is. I mean, I'm sure somebody's building it. I'm building enough things right now. I don't really have time to build another one, but in a way, my Cracking Crypto Club could go that way. I am looking at creating some free type education where it's like learn the basics, take like a 20-minute video series, and you'll understand the full kind of start to finish of what you should understand before you start putting money in, right? So I'm working on that with my team. A lot of my team is in here right now helping me with that, but it's not ready yet. Takes some work. But I can see eventually there being a decentralized version of it. I could.
Yeah, I'm saying anytime you're ready and have a curriculum, I'm down to doing the decentralized.
Yeah.
Build it.
All right. But again, we got to buy land. That's the problem. That's an early upfront cost. But I'm not gonna lie. I thought when I first was gonna buy land in Decentraland, the reason why was most of the people in my family are artists. I was an artist. My mom's an artist. My brother's an artist. And I was like, I want to make my family's museum. And I was like, it would be cool if my family could have a museum in Decentraland forever, right? How could I do that? Buy the land, put my mom's art up, my art, my parent, my brother, maybe one day my kids, and it just stays there forever. But when I looked at the land, it was like $3,500, I believe. And I was like, damn, that's a lot. And it was like one square, $3,500. I came back 2 weeks later to see if it went down, and it was $9,000. And I was like, whoa, all right. Guess no museum for me. So, right now, I mean, depending on how much money you make in crypto, that's nothing, right? So a lot of these people that own the land is because they made hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto earlier. And maybe one day I could afford some land. Let's see. But yeah, I'll let you know, Milan. All right, who had another question?
Yo, so I was like NFTs. At first, I was like, I don't know about NFTs. Where was that interface with the real world? But now with all this, like, what you call it, like stuff like this, Decentraland popping up, and it's like tons and tons of metaverses out there, man.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And
anyways,
my
question was like, Avalanche. Avalanche? About them?
I know a little bit about it, but I haven't done like a deep dive. I'll be honest.
Because the little I did with them in terms of like I just touched around the edges in terms of research. I haven't really done a deep dive, but it's like on the staking side of things, it's like 122%.
And they give you more Avalanche. They give you more Avalanche coin.
Like there's a way they flip it, but it's like 122% return you get on that. So I'm like, I mean, this is getting beyond, but the whole DeFi space, I'm like bullish on it because it's clear where this is going. It's like
it's so clear.
It's clear. I mean,
the banks can't compete with this. They can't. There's no way.
I'm telling you, they just can't. I mean, there's like downsides to it in terms of like the codes and everything, but going forward, all of that is going to be like structured and streamlined.
100%. And what's also going to happen is the interest is going to go down. So now you do it now. There was one I was getting 2,400% interest for like a week. And the coin was worth over $10. And they were giving me more than 10 coins a day.
Damn.
Yeah. So like, if you catch the right one and you understand this world, you can make some money right now.
I'm telling you, like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first. Once I started understanding the whole play, I was just like, damn, if you catch the right one, you're off to the races, man. Off to the motherfucking races.
For sure. 100%. Anybody else? I know Ramon, you may have had a question. Caesar, somebody had a question. I saw. Nobody. Let me see. Somebody put something in YouTube. Somebody put in something in. Nope. All right, Miguel. I have never offered this before, but I would love a live show with you. All right, let's do it. Remo. Let's have a conversation. DM me. We see. You day trade? I want to understand how people day trade. So again, I've been working with a few people trying to teach me this. If you're willing to teach it live, I'm down to have my audience learn it with us. Again, though, not financial advice. Day trading is a lifestyle. It's not easy. So if you want to get in that game, you got to have the right temperament. Let's just say that, because if you're going to be stressing out every time this drops, I don't know if day trading is for you. I'm lucky enough to be even keel when things are high and the lows. I can stay pretty even. I guess that comes from entrepreneurship or my genes. I'm not sure. My parents gave that to me in some way, but I don't think it's for everybody. I think a lot of people are going to freak out when they day trade. But again, if you are like that, I think you can make a lot of money in crypto. But again, you can lose a lot of money in crypto. So I'm down to have you teach the community. Anybody else? Any coins people are like, has it? Oh, I'm going to tell you a coin. Not financial advice. But this coin, I think, has legs. I don't know if it has the same amount of legs as Matic, though. I'll be honest. I don't see it as going as big as Matic. It's possible, though. It's called TEL, T-E-L. Has anybody heard of that coin? It's basically, the project is made to fix the remittance process between countries. If you've ever dealt with immigrants or people that come from, different countries, a lot of times passing money back and forth from countries is a setup. It's basically predatory lending and at its worst. So what TEL is looking to do is to fix that through crypto. And they just signed some like legislation in Nebraska, I feel like. I saw some news. So if they make that work, right now the coin is like 3 cents. The market cap is like 1.5 billion or something like that. If that works, that could 10x. How long? Who knows? But again, it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I put some money into this week. But again, who knows? I can lose all that money, right? If it works, it works. But again, you can do it different ways. You could take your borrow money and put it in, so then you don't lose your main coin or lose your cash, right? Or you can put money straight in. Again, TEL, I don't think TEL, you can't find TEL on Coinbase. You can't find TEL on Gemini. You have to walk in the matrix to own TEL. Right now, the gas fee is low. The gas fee is low on Uniswap, so you can send your money to Uniswap and buy it there. I bought TEL on the Matic network, so I basically paid absolutely nothing to do that. So that's why you want to be in the Matic network as much as you can, because you literally pay like 0.00001 gas fee, and it's pretty crazy. Somebody was about to say something. Anybody? All right, Voyager. Can you buy it on Voyager app? I don't have TEL. I don't have Voyager app, so I don't know. Anybody have Voyager app? Can tell them if you can buy TEL on Voyager. Not sure if it's the same. It's the same, but it did the same function. That's the payment for learning. Joanna, what do you mean it's not sure if it's the same, but it did the same function? All right, so I guess I left you with a gem. TEL coin. Yep, TEL coin is, somebody text me right now watching. TEL coin is a blue logo. TEL is you can look it up on CoinGecko. Again, not financial advice. If it goes to zero, not my fault. Somebody was gonna ask something.
Not about what you're talking about now, but I did want to address something we talked about earlier about like Shiba, and when we were talking about Ethmax.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, like, when you're doing the swap, which I'm actually having a lot of difficulty doing, I have ETH in my
MetaMask.
In my MetaMask, and I'm on Uniswap on my laptop.
Okay.
And I'm trying to, I select the token, and
wait, but do you have the Chrome plugin for MetaMask?
Using it on Firefox.
Okay, so you need, I don't know if Firefox has the Chrome plugin for MetaMask. MetaMask.
I did it already. So like I loaded my MetaMask, it's fine, but okay. I think it's Uniswap that's the issue. So maybe that's what maybe I'm on Firefox.
I've never done it on Firefox. I use Brave and Chrome, but basically you got to have the MetaMask plugin on the browser. And what happens
is the thing. I was afraid to do that because I remember all of us talking a couple weeks ago and saying, like, you don't want to have all of your Gmails open and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to leave yourself open. So I stayed away from Chrome.
So you can do it on Brave though. Brave browser is Brave is just like Chrome, but that's how I do it. I have Brave open. I don't have my emails open on there. I have my Chrome extension of MetaMask there. I have multiple wallets, and I'll go to Uniswap or QuickSwap or whatever. But that you got to have the Chrome extension open, or the wallet won't connect and won't let you do the swap.
Okay, good to know, because I'm sitting here going, what? You know.
So do it on Brave. Do it on Brave, and because I know Brave, I know it works on Brave. I just don't know if it works on Firefox. Anybody use Firefox with Chrome? I mean, with MetaMask? I guess not. I've never heard anybody using Firefox. So
okay, well then I just got educated. Thank you.
No problem.
I did want to say though, what is super interesting. I'm hearing that, you know, because sometimes like it takes long when you're doing the swap. Like they say, if you could set your gas fee, if you set it to like 10% and set it fast.
Okay.
I heard somebody though that they said put in the area like to pay the extra, but because it says if not, the transaction won't go through and they'll still keep the gas fee.
So
That's crazy.
I actually lost a lot of money doing this early on. Lesson, I'm going to teach you guys a lesson to save you some money right here. So never change the gas amount. Only pick slow, fast, or normal or fast. Slow, normal, or fast. And never pick slow. Only pick normal or fast. Right? So I made a bunch of mistakes and lost money by trying to make the gas fee lower by changing the amount or picking slow. Because what happens is when you pick slow or you change the gas amount you limit to, it takes your money and it won't do the transaction, because what happens is you're trying to get written on the blockchain. And if you're limiting how much Ethereum you're willing to pay, you're basically getting online and you may never get on the train. So you have to pick normal or fast. If you really want a transaction to go through, just pick fast. Even if it's going to cost you a little bit more, pick fast. So like I told you, the day that the whole market was crashing and I was trying to pay down my loan, it was normal, was like $700 gas fee. Fast was like $1,000. So I picked normal and it made it because I didn't want to pay the $1,000, right? But I was risking. If I would have picked slow, it probably never would have happened because that day was so congested. So don't mess with the limit of the gas and don't pick slow. If you can't afford normal or fast, don't do the transaction because it may never happen. And I've literally, like a dummy, I kept doing it like, what am I doing wrong? And they keep taking my Ethereum. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And it was that I was picking slow. And they just kept taking my money. And nothing was happening. Another huge lesson. Make sure when you're sending things from MetaMask somewhere else. I had a client do this. Actually, I had two clients do this. They moved too fast and they didn't ask me. Basically, if you don't pick the amount of coin you want to send and you press, it will charge you the gas fee at whatever amount it is at that time, and you don't send any actual coins, which is that's messed up with MetaMask. You should fix that, MetaMask. That's an easy UX to fix. If it's at 0, don't let people press next. So what's happening is you're sending 0 coin for like $300 gas fee because you think you're doing something at that point. So all you're paying is just gas fee and not really moving the asset. And that has happened to multiple people moving too fast. So that saves money right there.
I want to ask you also, so on the Uniswap even though I know I'm in Firefox and I'll move it to Brave, but is there a login and log out? Because I'm on the site and it's showing exactly my balance, my ETH balance, right? Because I transferred it.
Yep.
I want to select the token, but I'm going to wait till I get to do it on the Brave browser.
So,
but I do not see. All I see is like you can hit the moon to like put it to sleep, or you can put the sun to make it go awake.
So good question.
Log out for security.
Good question. Because what you want to do is you don't only want to be logged in to MetaMask in one browser. Because this happened to me actually. I would have been screwed if I wasn't logged into multiple MetaMasks on my phone. I got 2 phones. I'm logged in on both phones, multiple browsers, because what happened that day? The market crashed. MetaMask crashed on me. And if it would have been the only place I had MetaMask, I wouldn't have been able to switch to another browser because I had written down my codes, but I lost where I wrote them down. And I was like, uh-oh, there's no way for me to get into that wallet unless
I totally lost what you're saying. What do you mean?
Okay. Yeah. So I had my MetaMask browser on Chrome and it crashed. So I couldn't get inside my MetaMask. So I needed to get into MetaMask in another browser or my phone, or I wouldn't have been able to do anything. But if I would have only been on that one browser logged in and I didn't have my backup phrase, I would have been screwed. Because if MetaMask wouldn't have turned back on, it turned back on like a day later. I fixed it. I had to reinstall MetaMask for it to come back, but I had to log in. So you got to make sure, this is a major thing. Make sure you have your passphrase and your private key for your MetaMask written down somewhere where you know where it is.
Are you saying you would have been screwed because you were trying to do a transaction at that time, or screwed like indefinitely? Like
both.
Like, wow, because I mean, everybody should know that their phrase needs to be kept secure, safe.
So somewhere. This is the thing. I had it on my phone and I had it on my browser, and the browser quit, and I thought I had it on Brave. It wasn't on Brave, but I had my phone luckily. So basically I was able to get it from my phone, put it on Brave, make the transaction. But I know people that just have it in one place. And if that happens and they lose their password, lose their computer, they're done. No matter how much money, there's nobody that can help you find that. There's people that have millions of dollars stuck like that. So you want to have it in multiple places. Like I said, I have it on 2 phones, multiple browsers, written down now, multiple places, because if you lose it, you're done. You're done. So you want to make sure you're logged in multiple places, your phone, your computer at minimum. And this is where I know the login thing with the Chrome, then log in only in Brave and don't have your Chrome there.
How do you actually log out though? Like right now I'm on Uniswap in Firefox, and since you're telling me that's not the place to do this swap for, ETH for Ethmax, I want to get out of this. But I don't want to just close it because it's still showing my ETH balance. So how do I actually log out of Uniswap on this Firefox browser? How do I
I believe, I've never even logged out. It's funny. They only logged me out. Go ahead.
Can't you just disconnect the wallet from the Uniswap and then you can close the tab and say disconnect?
I don't know.
Let me see. I'm trying to do it right now.
A few seconds ago, and then I just disconnected my wallet because it asked me to connect. I was gonna look at Charlie 3, then I was like, whatever, and then I just disconnected my wallet, and now I'm logged out automatically.
But like, where's the option to disconnect?
Drop down, and then underneath the Fox icon, you'll see it says connected, not connected. Right underneath that Fox icon.
You mean the MetaMask icon?
Yeah, that drop down. If you're on the drop down.
Okay, where the 3 dots? The 3 dot? What drop down?
Right next to your wing. There's it says not connected. The name of your wallet, then the 3 dots.
Okay. So wait. What are you pressing right now? You press the 3 dots?
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's very subtle.
So connected. So, but I don't see where it says
log out. I see lock.
Disconnect.
Just hit it. Disconnect.
No, it says connected. It doesn't give me a disconnect.
Me neither.
It gives me four options on the
drop down. What you're saying, I think I know what you're saying, Omar. You're saying that you could disconnect from the website. She wants to log out of her MetaMask totally.
No, I want to log out of Uniswap.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's right. So when you go to Uniswap, there's a wallet, and you can disconnect your wallet from the website. On wherever the wallet address is, you could press that and they'll let you log out.
Watch, I'll do it again.
Disconnect.
So I'm connected now. It's connecting. So up on Uniswap, you see your address wallet at the very top.
Oh, okay. This one says, and you put it in the trash can. I see it now. And disconnect.
Yeah. So, but that's not closing MetaMask though, which is I think
MetaMask,
what you really want to do.
Drop down. Yeah, and you have to hit. It says connected. Then when you hit connected again, it'll say, "Do you want to disconnect?"
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, so this is important because there's no customer service with this stuff. Like if you lose this information, you lose your money. And you know, part of what you got to make sure is, at minimum, have it on your phone and have the same wallet on your browser, one at least. Right now, I'm on multiple browsers, multiple phones, just in case, right? And I manage a lot of different people's stuff, so I have like a beautiful mind thing going here. But at the same time, all you need to do is two, right? At least two, because if one crashes or one gets lost, you have the other one, right? Like you can lose your computer, and if you lose your computer and you don't have it, you're screwed, right? And you know, like you want to make sure that you're not just in one place with this stuff. Anybody else? Somebody else I felt like had a question. I'm trying to look everywhere. How long do I broadcast? As long as people are asking questions, especially today. It's raining outside, so I'll hang with you guys for a little while. But I think my phone is dying on the Instagram, so we may have to buy it on Instagram. So any other questions? Hopefully everybody got some good information here and learned some good stuff. Definitely check out crackingcrypto.club. We're gonna meet this Thursday. A lot of people here are in the group. We're trying to create. This week we're gonna keep trying to get people on the Matic side so they can take advantage of this free Matic, get free money. Literally, I got people making free money every day on Matic, and who knows how long they're gonna do this. They're not gonna do it forever. Just like I said, this company right now, Matic, is growing, so they want to have people keep their coins in circulation, keep them there. So they want to give you free money for doing that. So you want to take advantage of that.
Mig, so Curve, you talked about Curve.
Yep.
How do we take advantage of that? What's the platform to go to get?
So you go to polygon.curve.
Okay.
.fi. So
Frank Igloo.
Yep.
Okay.
The thing though is you have to have your money on the Polygon side. So right now, when you send your money from Coinbase, to your MetaMask wallet, you're on the Ethereum network. The problem is you got to get your money from the Ethereum network to the Matic network. So the way to do that is you got to go. You know what? Maybe I'll just show it on the screen real quick. Let me find a wallet that doesn't have $1 billion in it, and I'll show you guys. Hold up. I'm gonna find a wallet where I can show, because I know Allison was asking this question too. Allison, you're on the IG. If you jump on the YouTube, I'm gonna show it right now. I'm gonna give you a quick tutorial, 5-second tutorial on how to make this work. I'm gonna find one of my wallets that has a little bit in it. Give me a second. I have a course wallet here for the Cracking Crypto group. I gotta do a better job of naming it though. Oh, here it is. Yeah, all right, here it is. All right, cool. All right, so I'm about to share my screen right now, and I'm gonna show you this process. All right. Okay. If you're on IG, jump on YouTube. If you're on Clubhouse, jump on YouTube. All right, sharing my screen. Go into Brave. So what you want to do is you go to, if you're looking on YouTube, if you're not, you first need to go to wallet.matic.network. That is your wallet for your Matic coins, right? It does connect to MetaMask, but when you look, I'll show you. It pops up. It has a pop-up. It makes you sign in, right? When you sign in, it's going to link to the MetaMask. Deposits have been currently paused due to technical issue. All right, so Matic has an issue right now. They're fixing, but still, I'll show you. Okay, so you see this button right here where it says move funds to Matic mainnet. If you have Ethereum on your Ethereum wallet, I know this is confusing. This is why we work with people. You see how it says Matic mainnet here, and then it says Ethereum mainnet? So in this wallet, I have $10 of Ethereum, right? So I can do stuff. I can do a transaction. I don't need to right this second, but oops, wrong wallet. It's this wallet. Yep. So what you need is you got to have some Ethereum on your Ethereum network, and then you have to have whatever coin you want to send over. So when I did this wallet for the club, I put like $50 of Matic and like $30 of Ethereum, because just in case, back then the Ethereum gas fee was higher than it is right now. It's pretty low at the moment. So but what you have to do is you have to press this move funds to Matic mainnet, and what it does is it shows you the coins that you may want to move. So let's say you had Ethereum. Let's say you have Matic actually. All right, I'm gonna have to power my phone up. Let's see. Hold up. All right, so let's say you have Matic, right? This Matic balance is on the Matic network. But if you wanted to, this is why I can't do that. Hold up. All right. Sorry, the IG stuff. All right, so wait. Okay, so if you want to go back and you say you want to deposit, when you press deposit, you're going to see that it says, oh, the deposits are stopped because they're having an issue right now. But when you press this, it says from Ethereum network to Matic network. So what you do is you select the coin, and then you basically say move funds from Ethereum to Matic. And that's a gas fee on the Ethereum side. Then you move you can move multiple coins over, and now you're on the Matic network, and that's where you can start to use Curve and Aave on the Matic network. You see how right here it says Polygon? Right now, this is Ethereum, this is the Polygon one. And you can see on $10, I borrowed $17. I have like $65 in Matic here, some Ethereum. They've given me 0.07 free Matic. Again, that's very little money though, right? If you have 500, if you had 1,000, they would give you more. If you had 10,000, 100,000, whatever, if you have 1 million, they'll give you, based on whatever money you have in there, they give you a percentage of it. So I know that's confusing. Any questions? Anybody watching with questions? Fresh, any questions about that?
I'm looking on the website as you're speaking.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, if you can say,
yeah. Well, let me turn off my.
Say it again.
Because I was just watching it on the YouTube as you're talking. So I get that it's not, the interface isn't working here, so it's hard to get the full example.
Can you hear me, guys?
Okay, one at a time. Who's talking first? Oh, she left. All right, Fresh. Okay, so the reason I can't give you the full example is because right now they're having a problem. Of course, when I finally try to do this live, they have the problem. But what it normally looks like is this Ethereum is up here and Matic is down here. So what they're doing is MetaMask app is great. Off the website. It's great to have, or just do it off website. Yes, you're right. On the MetaMask app, you could do this right in the app, or the app on your phone. So you come here. Normally, like I said, the Ethereum is up top and the Matic is on the bottom. And then what you do is you select the coin that you want to move from the Ethereum network to the Matic network. Right now it's down, so it's the opposite. I'm guessing they let you send out, but they're not letting you deposit. Again, this is why you want to be prepared already with your money in the Matic side, waiting for opportunities, because let's say the market starts crashing right now. You're going to have to pay Ethereum gas fee to buy anything, versus if you want the Matic network, you basically pay nothing to make the same trades. So that's why I try to keep as much on the Matic side as possible because I'd rather be trading on the Matic side than on the Ethereum side. So basically, I don't know if I answered you enough. Is that enough to understand? 113 KW or Fresh? Any questions about that?
Yeah, I had a question, but
okay.
I probably had like a connection problem. So
I hear you now.
Lost the room and re-enter. So now you can hear me.
I hear you. Go ahead, go.
Yeah, so I had a question. If you can say again the staking website for
okay.
Matic.
So the two ones that I'm mostly using right now are Aave, AAVE.com. And as you can see, you can stake Matic. And look, they're giving 5.89% in free Matic when you deposit it onto Aave. But you know what? I'm going to show you right now. I'm about to borrow some Matic. I'm going to do it right here. So why would you do that, right? With me, I only really borrow Matic to get more Matic, right? So I'm going to show you how I do that right now. So, okay, borrow. You pick the coin you want to borrow. So right now, they'll give me up to 10 Matic. I'm just going to borrow one because I don't actually, let's see how much my health factor will go down if I go. So the more you borrow, the more your health factor goes down. You don't want to be too close to the risk because if the prices go down, they'll take your collateral. So you want to be at a number that makes sense. So I'm gonna just, because this is a test, I'm just gonna do one. So I'm gonna continue. See, they have a variable rate of 6.82 that they're gonna charge me an interest for borrowing this Matic. So right now I was on the Ethereum side. So I have to click this. I'm not sure if you can see this on the. Can you see my MetaMask on the YouTube? I'm not sure if anybody can see that. I know sometimes it doesn't come up.
It's a little later than the connection here on Clubhouse is like more quick, I think. So it's
okay.
a little behind.
Okay.
But now I have seen. I see. Yeah.
So then you press borrow, and of course you have to have Matic. So never deposit all of your Matic onto any of these platforms, especially Aave, because you always need Matic. Matic is the gas fee. But if you just saw that, the gas fee was like 0.0001 Matic. So literally you have to make like, I think it said 10,000 transactions before you spend $1. So now I just borrowed Matic and now they're giving me 13% interest in Matic for borrowing Matic because they want people to stake Matic and borrow Matic. They're giving you a free reward for that. So you see this available claim, it's going to grow because now I have one Matic. So if you take this and you have $10, it's going to be 10 times more. If you have $100, it's going to be 100 times more. If you have 1,000, it's going to be 1,000 times more. So I know people getting 50 free Matic a day doing this, right? So that could be pretty substantial one day, right? If it hits $5 and you're getting 50 free a day, that's a lot of money. So I think I went through the process. I know I move fast and sometimes I think people not understanding certain parts. Did anything I just do right there make sense or not make sense enough? Did you get it? You guys got it?
Maybe, yeah, thank you. Maybe just say more often Miguel Sanchez World on YouTube because it's not in the name of the room or, it's in your bio, but, to make people understand it's this channel.
What, my channel? What?
By the way.
So to subscribe to my YouTube and stuff, yeah, subscribe, like, share. Join the crackingcrypto.club and we work with people, make sure they're making money on their crypto. Every other week we meet and there's a Discord where we help people make sure their wallets are making the money. So is that what you mean?
Yeah, don't hesitate. Like the young YouTuber,
promote. So crackingcrypto.club, check us out. And definitely, even if you can YouTube a lot of stuff where we help a little bit more hands-on. We answer questions like Fresh is actually in the group. Caesar's in the group. Omar's in the group. So Ramon is on the group. crackingcrypto.club. Everybody's trying to make some money as long as we can with this stuff. Again, Matic is just starting. I think they got a $40 million giveaway of Matic right now. So you want to take advantage as long as that $40 million is going out. You want to get some free Matic. And I believe I just showed how to do it again. I'm going to try to make a quicker video that I'll just put up on YouTube with the steps. But again, some of this stuff is scary to just be clicking with money, so that's where we literally walk people through it and make sure they're not clicking the wrong thing. Any other questions from anybody? Let me stop sharing. So curve.finance, like I said, if you're looking polygon.curve, what you do is you got to go to deposit and then you pick whatever USDC. I think in this wallet I have 500 USDC, so I could deposit it and then I could just start earning curve there. So yeah, I think it is very, very important to understand this stuff. This is the future. I'm telling you right now, I'm an innovation guy. I could see innovation a mile away. What innovation is something that's created that the current market can't compete with. Banks cannot compete with this. They can't compete with this. So the earlier you get in, the more money you're going to make, because there's no way banks can compete with this. And once you get in there, you're really going to understand it. You're going to be like, why do I have money in the bank as much as I have? I might as well have more here, earning more interest. Not to say put your life savings in here, but if you really believe in it, it's going to make you more money. It just is. Again, not financial advice. So I think, 2.5 hours. All right. We're still pretty much rocking. There's a lot of people around. Any more questions? I know, I want to help people get this stuff going. All right. So can you buy Matic on Aave? You can't buy Matic on Aave, but you can borrow Matic on Aave. But I wouldn't do that. I would borrow USDC and then buy Matic. Why is that? Because if you borrow Matic, you're going to owe Matic. So if, let's say Matic goes up to $5, you still got to pay $5 per Matic to pay off your loan. But if you bought Matic, like right now, let's say I borrow $500 of USDC, which is the dollar, and I buy Matic today. Let's say it's $2. Then Matic goes to $5. I still only owe $500. And Matic is worth a lot more than what I borrowed, right? That's kind of what the leverage trading idea is. You're borrowing to buy an asset you believe is going to go higher. What happens though if Matic goes down in value and it becomes less than your 1,000 is worth, your 500, I mean, you got to pay it off with some new money or you're going to lose your Matic. So that's why people get liquidated, because they have an asset that goes down in value and they can't pay to pay off the loan. So you want to make sure you're playing that game right. I like your channel and content. Thank you.
Your group, is that Kraken or is that Kraken?
It's cracking, like CRACKING, crypto.club. Thank you. It's also the link in the description of the room. crackingcrypto.club. Check us out. So and I can guarantee you, at least your first month, you'll make it back. No fucking doubt about it. Once you learn how to do this, especially while Matic is giving away free Matic, it's almost impossible not to make your money back. So any other questions? All right, I'm looking on the Instagram. Thank you, MetaMask app. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend you to have MetaMask on your phone, your browsers. If you can have it on multiple phones, do that too, because I have clients that they got to have two phones because they lose their phone all the time. They don't have computers. Most people don't have computers anymore. So that's kind of crazy. Like if you just have it on one place and you have thousands of dollars, at least back it up though. Because if you back up your private key and your seed phrase, you can log in anywhere. The problem is most people don't do that. So, and I thought I did it. And at one point I'm looking for it. I'm like, I could have sworn I put it here. And I didn't. So I was almost screwed because I thought I lost it. Right? So you want to make sure you're not losing that stuff.
They're also selling hardware.
Yes. So
Like things that where you can like put your seed, so you like put it in a metal plate.
yeah. So this I have one right now. I'm showing it on the YouTube. These are called cold storage wallets. This one is called Keep Key. Right. I went to the actual website. You don't buy it off Amazon because some people put it on Amazon and they already have the codes. So when you put your money on it, they just take it. So you definitely never want to buy these secondhand. But I haven't even used this one because when you do this, this is kind of like buying gold and storing it and not using it. I'm using my crypto, so I haven't used it. Maybe I come up with a strategy where a certain amount I put in here and I just hide it. I don't know. But right now, I'm trying to make as much money off this crypto market as possible. So I'm not going to just store it. But that's not a bad move. If you're not, your temperament doesn't allow you to look at these prices going up and down, just put it in one of these, put it somewhere and forget about it. Come back in 10 years and you will definitely have more money than you did, especially if you buy the right ones, which again, not financial advice, but there's certain ones that have stood the test of time, and there's new ones that may stand the test of time. Higher risk, high reward. So it's up to you to really come up with your own strategy based on how you feel about things, how you feel about the project, how you deal with the stress of the ups and downs of prices. That's why they call it personal finance. Only you know how you are going to deal with that, you know? So any other questions? I'm trying to make sure everybody is in this game. Any questions? Ozzy, what's up, man? Caesar, what's up?
Good. How about you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Are you in this? You in this?
Learning at the feet of the master, bro.
Thank you. I hope you are in this game, Ozzy, because you were one of the first to show me about a lot of this stuff. This is big time stuff. This decentralized autonomous organizations, all that, man.
Yeah, the DAO, man.
So this is where.
1 second.
No problem. Mute yourself. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? I know I've been on. I haven't, man. I gotta do it. You gotta show me how to do it. Maybe we do it live where you work, where you come on and you show us. Screen share.
Hey, I'm down. You can just go on the website too. It's right there. You click the Apple logo or the Android logo and you can download it.
Oh, the app.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll download the app. So Milan has a startup called the Self app. What do I look for in the Apple Store?
It's on App Store. It's in test flight, and it's an APK on our website.
Got it.
Platform.io. We're gonna go in the stores in about 3 weeks.
All right. So you get a chance to see a startup early. Selfplatform.io. Go check that out. And I believe you do have a coin too, right? Already on Binance.
Yeah. So that's what's cool. We just added the withdraw feature, so you can withdraw your coins on a Self card, which is like a credit card, and you can spend it there, or you can withdraw it to your crypto wallet address, which is on the BSC right now. But we're looking to do a hard fork to Ethereum, so we'll be on the Matic as well.
Nice. See, so if you didn't understand what he just said, basically he was on the Binance Smart Chain, which means you could only buy his coin if you had Binance. So now he's forking. He's going to change his coin so it's available on Ethereum, and then that will allow him to put it on the Matic network as well, because the Matic network works on the Ethereum network. Did that make a sense to everybody? I hope it did. I know talking about rocket science here, but I think you guys hanging out. You guys are starting to learn this stuff now. That makes sense to everybody? Any questions? I know we're hanging out. I'm trying to give you guys value. I don't want to just hang here and not give you guys value. So
I want to talk about how if we really look at, like, we're talking about, the crypto market in general, like, is it going to crash? Is it viable? Is it going to last long? I think if we start to look at the other traditional businesses that are getting involved in it, like even the U.S. government right now, I know somebody that is dealing with their tax accountant, and they're dealing with the IRS. And the IRS literally has on a form that they want to know about your investments in crypto. They want to know what's in your MetaMask. Like they're
MetaMask.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
See, so this is where, wow. See, again, the rules and the laws are coming, right? So we are early, but you already see, I didn't even know that, right? So what I did hear though is, just like the banks, you know how when you go to a bank and you make a transaction over 10,000, they report it, because back in the day, drug dealers were bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars, cleaning money. So now the banks have to alert the government when you are putting in more than 10,000, so they can be like, where'd you get that money? Just in case you're a drug dealer trying to put it in the bank, right? So now they're trying to bring the same ideas to crypto. So they're saying, we want to know every 10,000 transaction and up you're making, wherever you make it. MetaMask, decentralized exchange, Coinbase, we don't care. If you don't report it, you can get in trouble. So this is where we're early.
Traditional banks not that long ago, even if, like if let's say I needed to give you money, like I owed you money, let's say I owed you $200, right? And I said, oh, Mig, I'm at the bank that you bank at. I have $200 cash in my pocket. I'm going to go to the bank and deposit it into your account. And you've given me your account detail, your number. They will not take the cash from me to put into your account. They've stopped that.
They have.
So, right.
Wow.
So the fact that the IRS in a printed form has crypto listed as an asset and an investment, and they want to know where you're at with it, I think that speaks volumes about the fact that this thing is going to stick around for a while.
Oh yeah. Basically, the only reason there's anybody who doubts it is because it's that they haven't researched it. Like if you have never tried to fully understand what Bitcoin is, that's the only reason you doubt it, really. Like once you look and you look at everything it does, Ethereum, compared to the opposite end of what's current, it's a no-brainer. It's just now how the government is going to treat it. Remember, the word cryptocurrency makes you think you're going to move it around, like you're going to, like she just said, you're going to pay somebody. But because they're treating it like an asset, it's kind of like trying to buy a sandwich with a house. Like, you know, you're going to sell the house, and then with whatever you have, you're going to buy the sandwich after you pay the taxes, though. So that makes it harder to be a currency, because if you were going to buy a sandwich with dollars, they're not going to charge you tax on that dollar before you buy the sandwich. So in a way, they're slowing it down by making it that asset class of just like real estate. So, but in a way, it's good too, because there's almost no way to lose, because if you own real estate, everybody knows real estate goes up in value and you can borrow off of it and buy more real estate. That's not bad. You can't really borrow off your dollars. What a bank will do is, for businesses, they'll give you about half of what you have in the bank too, right? And depending on your credit history, depending on if you're a certain skin color in some banks, they will give you some of what you already have in that bank. But it's very hard to get a loan. Like you can't go in a bank that day and get a loan that day. It's very hard to do that. But with crypto, you can. So that's why I say banks can't compete. They can't compete. Once this is mainstream and people understand how easy it is to do this, literally in 10 clicks, you can borrow money off of your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, versus walking into a bank, waiting in line, spending an hour for them to tell you, yeah, come back tomorrow with this and that, and maybe we'll let you know if maybe we're going to give you a loan in 30 days. What? Literally minutes, you have your money off your own money. So that's why really the idea is we all can become our own banks now. And if that's not a valuable thing to you, I don't know what is. Like what's more valuable than being able to control your own destiny, not hope some other entity gives you permission to do things. It's crazy. But the tax thing, you still got to understand it and make sure you're ready for it. Because like, let's say, and this is something I learned last week. Let's say you make $10,000 of a coin you sold and you only own for less than 1 year, you owe tax on it. Like if you made that money during the year from a freelance gig or you sold a product to somebody, right? So let's say today a client told you, and you didn't have a corporation, a client said, I'm going to give you $10,000 to do this job for me. You know how you owe taxes on that 10,000, right? You got to report that to the government. The person that gave you the 10,000 has to report that they gave you that 10,000. It's not like they made it. They gave it to you so they could write that 10,000 off, but then you owe the taxes on it, right? Anybody who's a freelancer or has any type of company understands that. The person who receives that 10,000 needs to report that they made that 10,000 and say, okay, I'm going to pay whatever tax bracket I'm in. I'm going to pay that tax, but I got to have that money to pay that tax, or I got to get on a tax payment plan next year. That's going to happen with crypto. That's what she means. When they say they want to know how much you made. But what's good is you could report your losses too. Like if you sold something, like let's say a lot of people who sold their Bitcoin, not smartly, but they did. They were up when it was 60. It went down. They sold it. So they lost $30,000. You could report that as a loss in your taxes, and you get the benefit of that loss in your taxes. So there's pros and cons. If you did it and you didn't do it smartly, you still can gain that benefit. But if you don't report it, you don't get it. So again, you only pay taxes on money you make. So pay the taxes, but make sure you have the taxes to pay. Don't just use that money and not have it to pay it, right? That happens in real estate too. It happens in business. You get on tax plans, payment plans as well. But you got to just understand that this is what's going to happen. People go to jail for not paying taxes for years, right? It's because they don't have the money to pay it. They know they owe it, but they can't pay it. And they just never talk to the government about it like it's going to go away. It's not going to go away. One day they're going to knock on your door and be like, all right, you owe this. You're going to jail. So that's where this whole crypto thing, people are making a lot of money though. Like it's people making millions of dollars from 10,000 because they invested when it was 30 cents, right? Those people owe a lot of taxes. And if they don't have it, again, you only have it if you don't spend it or you don't lose it, right? So this is where NFTs come in. Decentraland comes in. Why you think this land and NFTs, people are buying it? Because that's how they don't show that they made the money. I spent it. I bought NFTs. Why do you think this guy bought this NFT for $70 million? Because he made $1 billion on Bitcoin, literally. This guy became a billionaire on Bitcoin, and then he bought the piece from forgot his name, which is crazy, for $70 million. So Beeple, duh. How the hell did I forget that? Beeple. So it's the same game just being played on a digital level now. Same thing happens with billionaires in art in the physical world. They'll buy a Picasso because they're trying to beat taxes, right? Oh, I didn't make this money. I bought a Picasso, right? And then the Picasso goes up in value instead of paying taxes. Same idea with NFTs.
If you use Coinly.
Coinly?
Yeah.
I never.
Everybody just use that and let Coinly's software determine what taxes you owe and use that service.
So yeah, there's a few like that. There's Crypto Trader I heard of. There's a few software like that because the benefit of crypto is it's all ledger. So they just gotta read your ledger and it pumps it out and tells you, hey, this is how much you made this year. Of course, they charge you something, but it's not like an accountant. It's not gonna cost you thousands of dollars. It probably costs you $50, $100. And if you made thousands,
$35 a month or something like that.
A month? Oh wow. See, so
yeah.
I think Crypto Trader was a one-time cost. I'll research some of those too and give some examples, some ideas of ones you could use. I, for the first time last week, took profits. So I'm gonna have to look into all this. I definitely tried to time it a little, and I did based on some of the learnings I'm doing. But again, it's just like if a company paid me money to do something, or a coaching client paid me. That happened too. I'm gonna have to pay taxes on that. Same thing. So don't be afraid of the taxes either, right? That's one thing. I feel like as minorities, we're worried about that because of course they come after us, right? So for me, I'm like, oh shit, all right, I got to just understand this game and make sure when I'm talking to you guys, you making sure you understand the game, because it's real, right? Like if you're making money, just have money to pay your taxes. Just have it there. Another benefit to borrowing, though, you don't pay taxes on borrowed money. This is why I'm trying to figure out how to make a living off my crypto by borrowing against it to pay myself a salary. That's my goal right here. This is what I coach people on, what the Cracking Crypto is based on, Cracking Crypto Club. I'm trying to teach people and also do it in real time, how to take crypto, build its value, and then borrow your salary off of yourself. And then take the money you actually make and throw it in crypto as an investment, right? So imagine this is my goal, and I'm starting to go down the path. Let's say you make $5,000 a month off your job or company. Instead of taking that out as a salary based on your company, you put that into crypto. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this stuff. Talk to your accountant. So, right, imagine you put that $5,000 into crypto. That's an investment. You didn't make that money. But then you borrow off of that money to pay yourself. And if the asset grows, then you can keep borrowing. And if you keep putting money in, that asset is going to grow, and the amount of collateral you have in there will grow, and you borrow your salary. Maybe a way of paying less taxes. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor, though. Any questions about anything I just said? I crack myself up. I'm trying to look on the Instagram. Instagram's is the toughest one to manage. That needs CPA approval. You're right. I need to get a CPA on here and have them tell me. I had a CPA from one of the biggest coins that I was going to bring on the show, and they asked their legal department, I swear to God, and they were like, you can't do it live, and you can't do it in groups. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet one-on-one with them. I'm going to ask all your questions. So DM me your questions, put it in the chats, and I'm going to ask an accountant, and then I'm going to bring it back. And I won't tell you where this accountant's from, but I'm going to tell you what they told me. Avoid self-employment taxes. You need an LLC for the investments, bro. So see, that's the thing. I have an S Corp. I have to see if I'm doing it the right way. But I just started. Whatever. You know, I'll figure it out eventually. And again, like I said, I only took profits. This is the first time I've ever taken profits out of my coin, my crypto. And I just did it to see, you know, if I could time it, and I did. But I actually bought more with it, actually. So I actually didn't make the money. Let's see. We're going to see what the accountant says. So actually, I'm wrong about that. Whenever you take profits, you owe taxes. So let's do the math. I didn't do this, but let's say I did. Let's say I had bought 100 Matic when it was 30 cents. Then it became $2. So now I made $200, let's say. And then I turned that $200 into cash. Right that second, I owe tax on whatever I made there. Whatever that difference is, if it's $500, whatever it is, I owe that tax. Even if I put it into Bitcoin, I still owe the tax for making that transaction. I do know that, at least. So you can't, it's not like real estate yet, where you can sell your real estate and buy more real estate so you don't pay the tax. Crypto, they're not letting us do that yet. Maybe it'll get there, but not yet. All right, need an LLC for that. Yeah, you're right. I got an S Corp, so I don't know if it's the same. S Corp means it's a pass-through. They can scan your wallet and steal your crypto. It's happening in Europe. I think they need to have your seed phrase for that. I don't know. Depends on what wallet too. May I say something? Yes, beginner's mind. What do you want to say? All right, that's the Instagram. I'm behind on the Instagram. Call you and get off. All right, hit me up. Wyoming LLC, yeah. So Wyoming is coming up with good laws for crypto. Miami, I hear too, actually. Miami's supposed to be a good place too. Puerto Rico, though. Puerto Rico's where you want to be if you're going to be doing this crypto thing, because you pay no capital gains tax in Puerto Rico. So I have coaching clients in Puerto Rico where I'm telling them, yo, just do whatever you want, because you can make these trades and you're not going to pay the tax. But you got to live in Puerto Rico for half the year. You got to have the paperwork right. So again, not financial advice. 1031 exchange is called in real estate, but it needs to be the same price. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. So this is all brand new, though. I'm telling you stuff that most of the world does not even know is happening. So it's just up to you now. I'm not the only person in the world talking about it. I'm probably one of the only brown people in the world talking about it and talking it to brown people. If you go on YouTube, there's a lot of people talking about it. You could really figure this out. You got to spend the time. And also understand those few things. You got to understand blockchain. You gonna be the crypto Cayman Islands, Puerto Rico. Yeah, for sure. Only on coins you bought after you've lived in PR for a minimum of 6 months. Oh, see, that's interesting. So you got to have already lived there for 6 months. And then whatever you've bought, you have the no capital gains. That's good to know. I know you personally, and you're the real deal. All right, what up, sucker free beast? Grew up with him in the Bronx. We got the Bronx connection. All right, I'm gonna invite anybody up that has questions. Amanda, hey, what's up? Thanks for everybody for coming through. Anybody else with questions? Go ahead.
So you're going to the Bitcoin and altcoin conferences in Miami?
Say it again.
Because there's going to be some conference in Miami.
Oh, I heard about it, the Bitcoin conference, right? I don't know.
And I think there's also for altcoins.
Oh, yeah? So the thing with this is, I still don't believe that this virus is over yet. So to go to a conference right now, I don't know about that. I may visit it online for now. You going?
Well, if I would be more clever with my crypto, but same as you say, I would rather you lose money, but I was like in it and I was learning, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not crypto rich yet. Maybe
but I tell you, most of the people that are crypto rich,
I would probably go, yeah, but I still don't have my vaccine. I'm still waiting for the vaccine. So if I would have the vaccine and be crypto rich, I would go.
Well, if you talk to people that are crypto rich, they all say they lost a lot of money before they got crypto rich, right? So you got to be in the game. Who's saying something? Somebody else is saying something? No questions. All right, let's see. Any questions?
Yeah, I was just saying. I was just like, I see.
Just be in the game. Everybody, I think, in this room has some crypto. I know I've coached a few of you. Told them in the very early stage, I said at least own Bitcoin and Ethereum. Probably safer to own 80% Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum. That was my thinking last year. But after using Ethereum all year long, I'm like, I can't see Ethereum not growing, right? Again, it could be wrong, right? But then there's these other coins, these Doges, these Shibas, these Tel, Matic. And those I study like startups. I'll look at them like a startup and I say, okay, do I really believe in this idea? Do I think it's going to work? And you don't got to put $1 million behind it to try it. You put $100 and see what happens. Put $500, $1,000. If it 10x's, 100x's, you're good, right? It is a gamble, but sometimes you hear news and you're like, "Ooh, that means this is a better investment. I'm going to put more in." Like I told you, Mark Cuban investing in Matic, good freaking move. Telcoin passing some regulation in Nebraska, that could be good, you know. So hey, you know, right now it's a very low market cap, low coin number. It's like 3 cents. If it becomes 10 cents, you 3 times your money. Again, who the hell knows if that really passes or it could just been fake news. I don't know. You got to do your own research, see what you believe, and see how much money you can lose. Really, at the end of the day, you know, the big coins are the ones where I don't feel like you'll lose money. These smaller coins, very, very possible. Even startups. When Mark Cuban invests in a Shark Tank company or a new startup, he loses his money 97% of the time. But he knows those 3% turn into billions of dollars for him. So Telcoin will probably be the trade coin. Yeah, you trade it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not thinking about Telcoin for 10 years, but if they make more noise, that could change. I could see it 3xing real quick and I'll pull some money out. Or if I keep hearing good news, I'll keep it in because I can't borrow off Telcoin. So I don't really like coins that I can't borrow off of. But again, not financial advice. I try to keep making sure I say that. All right. No currency coin. Any questions? Amanda, you got any questions? Aaron, any questions?
Nope.
No questions?
I'm always just here to learn for free. I did. I was listening earlier, and I did think it was a fascinating point that you made around how the government has a role potentially in legitimizing these coins further and to have them be viewed as legitimate currency. And it's something that I think is really compelling and obviously something that I'm thinking about a lot now that I work in government.
Yes, I didn't want to blow up your spot, but it says it in your bio. So Amanda is currently a government high level, let's say, employee of the government. I want you say so what do you think is, if you, whatever you can say publicly, what do you think will happen with cryptocurrency? How do you think the government will treat it?
I won't pretend to have super inside information on this stuff, but I will say, and just full disclosure, I'm an assembly person here in New York. I do think that there is clearly a lot of vested interest in traditional banking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And this feels like obviously a major departure from that, and so it does feel like a major uphill battle. We're trying to get public banking happening in New York, and it's a massive fight. And it seems like something that should be obvious. And so even that fight has shown me that just the way currency is thought about and policy around currency happens, people are really sort of dug in, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with moneyed interest as well. But I do think that, the government doesn't ever like to see anybody making too much money without being involved.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I do think that at some point we'll kind of figure out how to regulate, how to just be involved and normalize it some more.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake. The mistake all companies, all countries make, not embracing innovation fast enough, right? If America would embrace this and help it, America will be the leader. But they're not. They're fighting it, and other countries are becoming the leader. But this is the game changer that you can't stop it. So why try to? And of course they want to slow it down. I think in the real way that they're trying to do is just slow it down to understand it more. Because as a politician, you don't have time to understand all this stuff, right? So it's like, what is that? I'm dealing with people dying and this and that. I don't have time to think about that. Like the government, it was hilarious when they were interviewing the Facebook guy, Zuckerberg, and I'm like, wow, most of these people have absolutely no clue how technology works. But it makes sense. Like, how could you, right? You can't know everything. What do you think?
No, and I think that that's also a really critical point, because I'm a younger person in government, and so much of this stuff still even goes over my head, right? And I constantly have to reach out to you and be like, hey, what does this thing mean? Hey, can you explain this to me? And so, part of what happens in government is you have a lot of older folks, and they come with their own ideas and like how the world should work, and you get into this like collision course of like between what is and what was, and what people think should be and what actually reality is. And so I think we see a lot of that because government is so slow moving. You have to build a lot of momentum, change a lot of people's minds, and just convince people. And that's, I think with crypto, it's especially hard to do because it's such a complex world.
Mm-hmm. And it's really hard to understand. It really is. So to ask a 78-year-old, 50-year politician on the extra side of their job to figure this out, good luck. But this is why you got to help young people like Amanda get elected, because she's in Clubhouse right now talking to us about crypto, right? would a 78-year-old assembly person be doing that? Probably not, right? So
I think the added thing that's missing there too is like there's zero incentive. In fact, there's negative incentive for a 70-year entrenched incumbent politician to explore this stuff because they have banks, traditional banks on the other side, giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to their campaign accounts.
Exactly.
So he's like, no, I'm actually gonna, if I'm that kind of politician, I'm gonna make sure that I don't let this in because all these people are paying to make sure that I don't.
And that's why New York, being in New York, everybody watching from New York or listening in New York, that's why we're slow. Because the banking business and Wall Street is all here. So we can only use like 2 exchanges, Coinbase, Gemini, everything else is off limits to us. But if you go like a few states down, they could do everything, right? But why here? Because they want to make sure they keep their money going until they figure it out enough on how to take advantage of it. And it sucks because being in New York, one of the places where you're supposed to have the most opportunity, we're being left out of a lot of this opportunity. Like there's a lot going on that we can't even be involved in because we're here. And that's kind of crazy. And when you look at what Miami, what Wyoming is doing, Nebraska, they're trying to say, all right, these states are going to be slow to it. We'll draw people in by being more innovative. And, you know, we need more people like Amanda in the rooms trying to understand it to start changing some laws. Baby boomer effect. Take it slow. Banks will be the new blockbuster. Crypto is the Netflix. Yeah, 100%. That's if you look at it, the more you study it, you start to see there's no way. It's just a matter of time. There's no way to compete with nobody telling you can't borrow from yourself instantly. Once the world understands you can do that, even with $10, everyone will have a crypto account. Everyone. But most people don't understand it yet. So I heard yesterday 1% of the population. I heard another time 5% of the population. If it's really true that only 1% of the population owns crypto, can you imagine how valuable all this stuff will be when everybody is in the game? See, but VPN. So somebody's saying you can VPN out of New York. The problem is when you try to collect your money, they make you show your ID. And if you're in the tri-state area, you're not going to be able to take it out. At least that's what I heard. I don't even VPN in. I don't even want that smoke. I won't deal with it. I only deal with Coinbase and Gemini, and then I send it into the matrix. Yeah, VPNs are set up because I've heard VPNs, if they catch you, they'll just block your account and you can't ever get back in. And if you got money in there, you're screwed. They can confiscate your money. Yep. So you don't even want to play around with the VPNs unless you're cool with losing that money, really. I don't mess around with VPNs for this. Other things, sure, but not this. So any other questions? We've been on for 3 hours. Thank you guys for coming by, asking questions. Thank you, Amanda, for coming through. Fresh. C. Omar. I don't know your real name. 113KW. Christian, you've been here a long time. You got any questions? Ask.
I have it in my bio.
Oh, you do?
I like how you're talking. You're explaining it very well. So I think it's quality content. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I see. Christina, you're part of the Rare Pizza crew. I'm part of the Rare Pizza crew too. So nice to see you. And so is Joanna if she's still listening. So very cool. I think 3 hours, man. I'm sure a bunch of people are gonna go watch 3 hours of content later. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the insight, Amanda, the questions, Fresh, the insights too. Omar, same with you, Christina, Caesar. Thanks as always, everybody who chatted. The information very good. Thank you. Good looking out, man. Thanks. Mike, talk about Matic, baby. You missed it. I'm still on the Matic train, and Mark Cuban invested. So that's how you know we're on the right track. So I'm going to end it here at the 3 hour mark. Thank you guys again. And I look forward to I'm going to go live again on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday again. Those are going to be my 3 days. I made my schedule. I made people stop inviting me to meetings at those times. So I'm going to be live talking my shiz and making sure everybody understands what they need to understand. Thanks again. Have a good Sunday and a good holiday day tomorrow if you're in America. Peace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.